Welcome to True Crime with Strategic Eyes.
Strategic back again. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's an impromptu live. We actually had a different live schedule for today. We're going to talk about the Ding Dong DoorDash shooting that occurred. But boom, I find out and I realize that today is the day that they're actually going to do the arraignment with Jake and Rebecca Haro. So this is like a rush live. So, you know, how often am I actually available to hopefully actually react to a court proceeding live, right? Because I have to go to work, but I have to go to work a little bit later on in the afternoon. So I'm actually here. I'm available, right? So I said, you know what? We're going to do that other story tomorrow. Tomorrow's when my vacation starts. So I have all the time in the world to go through all these other stories that I want to cover. So today we're going to focus on Jake and Rebecca Haro. All right. So I'm going to be honest with you guys. I haven't pinpointed who's live streaming this court proceeding yet. So if anybody has a link, please put it in the chat or email it to me, strategiceyes@gmail.com. I don't even know if we have any moderators or anything like that. Like, yo, we are shooting from the hips right now. Pew, pew. You're like, we're gunslingers, man. We are gunslingers. Somebody said it's delayed till 10:30 California time. So yeah, Pacific time. So that's good, because it gives us a little bit of time to kind of get into the swing of it, right? So says court is 2-hour delay. Well, I wish I'd have known. I would have did the other live and then went into this live. But whatever, we're gonna have a good time. It's gonna be probative, right? So let's do this. Let's do what we do. Once again, if you guys have the link on where this is actually going to happen, you're going to help me out a lot. Send me the link so that we could just jump right into it, have it ready to rock and roll. If not, I'll be multitasking and figure that out on my own. I don't even think I have any moderators. No, I do not. I don't have any moderators, and Aki is working. So, you know, like I said, be nice. Please be nice, because I will be moderating myself until somebody who's also a moderator pop into the room. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me. I love you guys. Oh, Abe Sidney's in the building. All right. So, hey, listen, we got a mod, so behave. Be good, people. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me today. You guys are amazing. Just please remember, as we react to this is like an impromptu live. Please make sure to hit that like button to support the channel. We're trying to run to, we're not walking, we're trying to run to 100,000 quality subscribers. What do I mean quality subscribers? So many creators, you know, some of them buy subs. I want real people who really care about true crime, who's really about giving a voice to the voiceless. So we are running to the finish line. Our finish line is 100,000 subscribers. We're almost there, less than 3,000 people to get us to that milestone. And we want those quality subs. So if you're a true crime lover and you love advocating for children and victims of SA, which is my expertise in my day job, then we invite you to join our family. We hope that you'll join our family. And part of the way that you help our family is you hit that like button, and then you participate in the chat. You give us some engagement so that YouTube can look at this stream and say, you know what? There's 1,000 people who's covering this court proceeding today, but it looks like those people on Strategic really like his show because they're engaging with the show and they're hitting a like with the show. Let's show this to a wider audience. It's by them showing us to a wider audience that we get subs from people who never knew we existed. You guys know we exist. You're here already. YouTube is just showing this show to people who know about this show. We want YouTube to show it to people who never even heard about this show so that they could come join our family too. All right. So that being said, you know what to do. We appreciate you. You guys are amazing. So let me go ahead and set this up real quick. There's some things I need to do on the back end. This came out with Court TV yesterday, and it's missing baby Emmanuel's father. Jake Haro speaks from behind bars. I believe we covered this already, but I want to just go ahead and play this so you can just get some information while I set this up, because once again, the real reason why we're here is to cover this press conference. So we want to get that going and have everything set up and ready to rock and roll for you guys when they do eventually start the press conference. So let's do it. Jump into this.
Of missing baby Emmanuel Haro. Is he speaking out for the first time from behind bars? Now, it's been almost 3 weeks since Jake and Rebecca Haro told police that their infant son had been kidnapped from a store parking lot. Following searches at their home, police arrested the couple and they've been charged with the murder of their 7-month-old baby. But still, there's no sign of baby Emmanuel. This is what authorities believe has happened to him.
We believe
baby Emmanuel died or was killed, and is there anything you can share?
The filing in this case reflects our belief that baby Emmanuel was abused, a victim of child abuse over time, and that eventually, because of that abuse, he succumbed to those injuries.
Now, Jake Haro reportedly joined investigators in the search for baby Emmanuel, but still no sign of him. And in the interview with the Southern California News Group, Jake would not confirm that he helped in the search, but insisted that he's innocent and has been completely cooperative. When asked what he would say to his baby Emmanuel, he responded, "I love you, buddy." So let's talk about this case. Let's bring back in retired NYPD Detective Rob O'Donnell, also formerly with the NYPD, private investigator Manuel Gomez with Black Ops Private Investigators. Manuel, let me begin with you, please. Where does the search go from here?
Well, unfortunately, I think the search is still continuing in the area where he originally took them, because as I stated in the past, there's mountain lions, there's vultures, there's coyotes that are in that area that would clearly take a baby. And I doubt he dug a deep grave. And unfortunately, there's a lot of predators in that area that would take the remains of that body.
But to be honest with you, I think that the body's in. I think there's some truth to. First of all, we haven't had any verification on whether Brian Hinton's allegations of those two confessions are true. We haven't got anything from that yet. Maybe during this arraignment, they might read stuff into the record that might validate what Brian Hinton said or debunk what he said. So we haven't gotten any verification on that. But I have a feeling that he threw that baby in the garbage. That's what I think happened. I really think that is a viable dumping place for him. I think it would be very easy for him to just drive into the desert, period. Like everybody out there has pickup trucks or four-wheel drives. I think they had a truck, the whole nine. As long as you have four-wheel drive, you can get out to as far as you want in that desert and some decent tires. And people who live in those areas, they may be poor, broke, destitute, whatever, but they're going to have good tires, because that's like the line between life and death, right? Because you're living in a very rugged terrain. They always have good tires, all right? I've been all over the country. I've been all over the place. I'm a well-traveled person, and whenever I go to like these rural areas, whether it's up north where there's a lot of snow or there's a lot of desert, I've seen both ends of the spectrum. No matter how poor people are, they're going to have good tires, because that's life and death. If they have good tires, they could get as far as they want into that desert with all-wheel drive, and he could conceivably dump that baby anywhere. But I also could see them with him not being that bright, because he's really not that bright. I could see him just putting that baby inside of the trash, and I could see where it could be nearly impossible for local authorities to be able to figure out where exactly that baby would be inside of the trash. And I can tell you something else. I do think that these are just theories, guys. There's no evidence of this, but I do believe that there's also some credibility, in my opinion, that it's possible, as I said before, earlier on in this case, that this baby was dismembered. And if the baby is dismembered, it makes it that much harder to find the remains, especially if you scatter it in the desert. These predators, especially in harsh environments like deserts, they let nothing go to waste. They will eat the flesh, and then they will grind up the bones because there's nutrition in the bones. And I hate to talk like this. You guys remember I'm a detective, so I'm a little desensitized, and I'm sorry if I'm too raw, too callous, too straightforward. It is what it is. It's just a side effect of being in this line of work. But these type of predators, coyotes and mountain lions and wolves and all the other predators that you'll find in these desert mountainous areas, they leave nothing to waste. They will eat the flesh. They will grind up the bones. You will find nothing. You can't differentiate mushed up bones from a human versus a bird or another animal. You just can't. And eventually, what will happen? Nature will take its course. Now the bugs will get to it, the insects, and then you find that total decay. So the longer it takes for them to find baby Haro, the less likely it is that they will find baby Haro ladies and gentlemen. Let's keep going.
But the one thing about this case that nobody's talking about and needs to focus on is the outrageousness of the
down the
judge's
sidewalk,
decision
actually
to
away from the
this
suspect's
case
home
shows
when he
the
was
red
shot.
flags in
Sorry
our
about that,
judicial
guys.
system, that there's currently no guardrails in place to remove a judge who is judicially incompetent. Right now, judges across the United States can be unlimited decisions overturned for improper rulings, and they still stay on the bench. Right now, our system relies on the public's belief that our judicial system is fair, just, and equitable. It is not just when we leave a justice like this still on the bench. He needs to be removed.
I appreciate what you're saying there, Manuel. So for anybody who doesn't know what happened here, so Jake Haro had a felony child abuse case for badly hurting his 10-week-old baby girl. And this was a few years ago. And the district attorney, when he gave a press conference, he said essentially what you said, Manuel, that this was just an outrageous decision by the judge to give this man what's called a suspended sentence, essentially, you know, and probation. I never liked suspended sentences. I feel like it's like a legal fiction. You know, you're either...
Now, my understanding is, you know, we had other DAs state that the reason why, one of the reasons why, that Jake got that sweetheart deal is because the DA undercharged him. So I think that the blame can be spread along the way. I don't think that we could just say, oh, you know what, the judge is to blame. I think the judge is to blame to a certain extent, but I also believe that you could spread this blame along. You could spread this blame along. Both parties, both the DA and the judge, because a former prosecutor for that county clearly pointed out how if the DA would have charged Jake correctly, the judge would have had zero leeway to give him the sentence that he gave him. He got that sentence simply because he was undercharged, and therefore the legislature viewed his crime as not that bad, because as far as the legislature is concerned, why would you charge him with that charge with cruelty to a child if you could have charged him with causing paralysis to a child? That's crazy. I don't know. Let's keep going. So I disagree a little bit. I agree with him. Judge should be removed. We should not have none of these activist type judges out there who want to side on the side of criminals and not on victims. But I do think that the prosecutor has some blame too. Let's keep going.
Incarcerated or you're not. Here he was not. And so the DA says that's how this murder happened. Let's take a listen.
In this case, a judge here in Riverside County happened to have been a visiting judge from San Bernardino County, gave Mr. Haro a suspended sentence, which means, if I can translate for you what that is, it means that instead of sending him to prison, he chose to give him probation. I will say that it was an outrageous error in judgment by this judge. And I don't have any problem saying that. I'm not attacking the judge personally. That decision was absolutely outrageous. Mr. Haro should have been in prison at the time that this crime happened. And if that judge had done his job as he should have done, Emmanuel would be alive today.
All right, I see we got some super chats. I'm going to get to you guys. Don't worry. I really appreciate the support. We will get to you. I'm over here trying to get the video and everything ready for you guys so that when the court starts, we're rocking and rolling, okay? So I appreciate you guys. Keep them coming. Each super chat will be acknowledged. You guys know how we do on True Crime with Strategic. We make sure we show love to the people who show love to us. Let's keep going.
DA also noted that this was over the DA's office objection, that the prosecutor was on the case did in fact object. Rob O'Donnell, what's that like when you're asking for someone to stay incarcerated, you know, to have a sentence of incarceration, whatever the case is, bond or sentencing, whatever, and the judge goes against what the recommendation is from your DA?
Well, it's infuriating, and you see here the results of that. We have a child that's no longer with us because of the negligence of this judge. And make no mistake, the prior guest was 100% right. This is the negligence on the judge. This child would still possibly be with us today if this person was in jail and punished to the extent he should have been punished for. I also want to applaud the investigators in this. And in any case, you can never go into these cases with tunnel vision. And we know how this stopped with a possible abduction in a parking lot. You can't go into any case to start an investigation with tunnel vision and just purely looking at that. And in a time of finite resources, to look at everything as you come into this, to where we saw where this case specifically went. That's why things take time in these investigations. That's why if you're ever involved in an investigation as a victim or as a family member of a victim, things may not be moving as fast as you would like them to, because investigators, we are looking at every possible scenario. And this way you can prioritize resources to kind of focus on where you think this is going, and not shortly into this, they started to go with, there was foul play here.
This is really helpful insight you're sharing, Rob. Thank you for that. I want to ask you both the same question. If this guy is cooperating, he's saying he's cooperating, his words, not mine. So if he's willing to talk with detectives, then what tactics do you use to try to get to the truth with him if you do in fact believe that he did this homicide? Manuel, I'll start with you, please.
Well, with a guy like this, one of the things you're going to use is you're going to offer him sentence reduction. You're going to tell him that he can get the death penalty, which is clearly on the table in this situation. Okay, and you can let him know that he can get, instead of 40 years, he might get 10 years. That's one of the tactics they're going to be using this. It's clear to me that he's playing the police. He's trying to tell them, yeah, I'm going to help you. I'm going to work with you. I'm going to make a deal with you and write it out. And it's proven to me that happened, because he wouldn't have been out there searching for that body with them if he didn't cut a deal with his attorney. That's a fact. The thing is,
I agree 100%. And this is a very experienced detective. He used to work with the NYPD, from what they say on court TV. People who work for agencies like NYPD, Chicago PD, LAPD, Miami PD, these are high volume agencies. These are police agencies where you see everything there is to see. All right. You have, like, for instance, in this San Bernardino area, there's a lot of crime. It's definitely not a place where the cops are just sitting on their hands, not doing anything. Right. But this is like the biggest case they've seen all year. If you go to Chicago, you go to LA, this has happened maybe 15 times in the last year already. A similar case to this has happened maybe 15 times. So detectives and police officers from these type of agencies are going to have more looks, more experience dealing with these type of cases. And I agree with him 100%. As I told you guys, when it first happened, there's no way that he's out there cooperating, looking for the baby in the field, removed from a county jail where it's safe. Because remember, his life is in danger now while he's out there. What's to stop somebody who's driving alongside the road to just do a drive-by shooting or something like that? These are the things that law enforcement have to take into account when they remove somebody from the safety of the county jail or even the state prison to do something like what they did out there in the desert. They're only doing that not on a hunch. They're doing that if the guy is cooperating. Now, is he telling them the truth? They have no way of knowing. If you're saying you're cooperating and you're saying you can help them find a body, and a deal has been struck with your attorney and da-da-da. Remember, these deals are all contingent on you actually getting the goods. Like, you're not going to get the good deal just because you said you're cooperating. You have to deliver on it. He's not going out there unless he's cooperating. Now, is he honest about his cooperation? Well, most likely not, because we didn't find a body. And as I explained to you guys before, people always know where they put these bodies. They always know, because they need to know where the body is so that they can move the body if they feel like somebody's onto the fact that they are involved with the body. They always know where they put the body. So I don't know. So they're saying the court time is 10:30 Pacific time. We got a little time. I think we got basically an hour until this trial comes. Okay. So if I'd have known, I would have did the other live and with the the Ding Dong Door Knot, which is scheduled, pushed back for tomorrow. But we're going to rock this out because there's a lot we could cover in this time. So let's keep going.
Is that I don't believe he's going to show exactly where the body is, because he's going to make it look like, well, you know what? I tried, but the body wasn't there, or I really didn't kill the kid. And he keeps flip-flopping back in the story. So he's a liar. But I do believe that the jury's going to find this guy guilty, regardless of not having a body, which is going to make it extremely difficult for the prosecutor to prosecute in this case.
Rob, same question to you, please. What tactics would you use with this guy?
With his past history of abuse here that we now know and is documented, pulling on his heartstrings as a father is probably going to be difficult. But you would go in that direction to say, hey, let's give your child a place of rest. Let's get some conclusion here. You as a man, you as a father, you as a person, you need to help us here, because you are going to spend your time in jail. There's no getting away from that.
Right.
But you can do the right thing here. You can make up for the wrongs you did, and kind of get him in a personal place to where, you kind of coax him to agree with him. We can make this better by you telling us the truth. And in fact, you're just looking to get the prosecution that you need to get on this case, because without the body, it is going to be difficult. The prior case, a defense attorney is going to do everything they can to make that non-admissible. So the jury may never know that.
Right. Excellent point.
What is it going to try and make non-admissible? I missed that. What he said?
Looking to get the prosecution that you need to get on this case, because without the body, it is going to be difficult. The prior case, a defense attorney is going to do everything they can to make that non-admissible.
Right,
so the jury may never know that.
Right. Excellent points you both are making. And for anybody who missed the DA's press conference, he said it's their belief that it was a series of abusive incidents, not just one, a series of incidents that then ultimately led to the death of this poor child.
All right, yeah, man, this is really, really, really sad stuff. Let's keep going. I want to go ahead and I think in the time that we have, I'm interested in looking into the family. Looking into the family. So we spoke about Vanessa Avina, aka Vanessa Haro. I want to bring a few things to you guys' attention. So we covered everything that was dealing with this winner here, Jake. But we didn't really cover a lot of the stuff that was going on with Vanessa, because remember, Vanessa was the co-defendant of Jake. So I want to run through some of that. We have a lot of other stuff too, man. Also, it looks like there's rumors going around that the death of the brother might have been suspicious. That the police were investigating it as possibly suspicious, but they were never able to kind of like really dive into that. I'm just getting these paperworks together, and then we're going to jump into that. I'm just getting the court documents and stuff like that. So open that up, bring that over here. In fact, let me bring it over to me so you guys not being distracted by all the back end stuff. The back end stuff. How you guys doing, by the way? I appreciate you guys immensely for joining me on this impromptu, rather. You guys are amazing. I love this audience. We're marching to 100,000 subscribers. We're going to get there soon. We're going to get there with your help, with your assistance, with your support. Why do I care about 100,000? Because my understanding, and I could be totally and wholly wrong about this, and if there's any creators in the room who can, shed some light on this, my understanding is that the algorithm starts to take you seriously after you have reached 100,000 subscribers, meaning that some switch is switched in YouTube systems that says this is a viable channel. This is a channel that we should actually try and promote and invest some time in. All right. And the hardest part of being a small creator is getting the algorithm to take you seriously. All right. So we just want the space to to do our show and have our voice be heard. All right, so I'm just looking through a few things, and I do apologize. I really want to get this information up for you guys. This is what traffic, people versus Haro. Research crew did an amazing job with Hector. Okay. All right. Let me get back to this area here. All right, big shout out to everyone. Let me go ahead and check some of this fan funding before we move forward. Wow, a lot of people showing love today. We have a $5 super chat from Shoot for the. I can't see the rest of the name, unfortunately, because that's how YouTube does it. Says, love watching you and Rabbit. Thank you so much. Rabbit is a nice lady, nice show. So definitely appreciate you. I love being in good company. Blood Embrace is now a patrol member. Thank you so much. $2 super chat from Jolie. Kimberly gave 1 gift membership. Thank you so much, Kimberly. Jolie with another $2 super chat says, thank you for all your hard work. Thank you for supporting the channel, Jolie. Phil with a $2 super chat says, God bless Emmanuel. I agree. And Blood Embrace, another $2 super chat says, Jake has 0 fatherly instinct, no heartstrings here. Yeah, you know, you can't use those techniques on everybody, especially like the sociopath folks. Really, it's a waste of your time. You're not going to get much out of them. I do want to point out that there's a whole bunch of green screen names in the chat. And that means that there's tons of members who are chatting right now. And I appreciate that. All these amazing members, right? So before we get deep into this, in celebration of all the love that we're getting from all you beautiful members, we're going to definitely give 5 gift memberships to the Patreon. 5 gift memberships to the Patreon. I actually just dropped a video on the Patreon today in reference to the unknown phone number documentary that's on Netflix right now. It will blow your mind. It will literally blow your mind. I had a little critique about some of the law enforcement decisions that were made in that investigation. Go check that out on the Patreon. You'll love it. The Patreon is where you get real and raw true crime with strategic guys. So let's get over here and jump back into this. All right. So these are a couple documents that we got from, we were able to obtain in reference to Vanessa and even Isabel. Let's zoom in a little bit. Superior Court of California, County Riverside. This is the people versus Vanessa Avina. She had on attorney Josh Hanks. So she got the case status as probation, $25,000 bail ordered. This is 10/12/2018. I think this was like a DWI here, to be honest with you. So let's see so it's a violation of probation. So this lady had a lot of problems. No, this is Jake Haro. So he had a lot of problems. Hold on, where's Vanessa? They kind of like mixing them up. We don't want to do that. So here we go. So this is the co-defendant here. So this is fine. So this is the willful child cruelty felony, and she pled guilty to the willful harm and injure a child, which is a misdemeanor, and she was convicted and pled guilty to that. All right, let's keep going. So her terms were proof of completion of the work release program, proof of completion of child abuse classes. Child abuse classes have been filed. So basically she had to do pretty much the same thing that they did with Jake. And it's basically the whole statuses and everything that goes with it. You guys can't even see what I'm looking at. My apologies. Here we go. Now you guys can see what I'm talking about. All right. Now, let's go on over here. What is this one? So this is in family court. Dissolution with the children, parties, relationship status, party status. The petitioner is Vanessa Haro. Respondent is Jake Haro. Jake Haro II and Carolina R. Haro, which is now known as, she is now known as Promise Faith, okay? So the action petition for dissolution of marriage, declaration under uniform child custody jurisdiction and enforcement. So this is when she filed for divorce from Jake. Declaration of residence is by Vanessa Haro. Summons issued and filed Vanessa Haro. Why is it like so much like court proceedings just to like like this is like almost like a criminal case in itself, and it's like you're just trying to divorce somebody that you was convicted of, almost killing a kid with, right? Like, wow, it's just our whole world is just filled with bureaucracy. Like, you see all of the bureaucracy that's happening. MK Ultra 42 with celebrating 12 months membership says, "Let's get probative." Appreciate you. She had to pay $450 for this divorce, by the way. And so this is the one where she divorces Jake Haro. Hold on here. So that's the one with the divorce. Let's go to the next one that we have that we were able to get. So this is a protective order. This is also from family court. This one is closed. Action for domestic violence restraining order. This one I believe is, this is Jake putting a protective order against Vanessa. And so we also notice that he likes to utilize the court system to his benefit. He likes to use the court system to his benefit. He's a very litigious type of person. And, we got the fake comp cases. We got him pretending like Vanessa was the bad guy, the whole nine. You know what? Epson just sent us a TikTok of somebody streaming outside of the courtroom. We're going to jump into that right now. Let's jump into that right now. Kind of see what's happening out there in the wild. Let's do it. Big shout out to Obsidian. Let's do it. Oh, you want me to drag a puzzle? I don't know. How we doing that? There we go. Yeah. Oh, shoot. I guess I'm a robot. I am a robot. Is that right? There we go. Good. Thank you. Thank you, TikTok.
Yeah, that last name is correct. It's that's a bad last name.
So
for
this channel's name is Carla.
Yes. Well, their family. Only.
Yes.
Channel name is Channel name is Carla. I got to show love to the channel. Can't just stream somebody's stuff without showing them love. Her name is Carla. I've never seen it before, but she's streaming outside of the courtroom.
Fast enough. She wasn't even in the room. Boom. Carla will see the family outside. Maybe, guys. Maybe if they don't take him through the same place where where Jake and Rebecca are coming through, because I'm pretty sure they're going to try to protect them from people. The rest of the Haros are the same. I know all of them. They are. You know them, Miss Penelope? Are you able to message me? Can you remember the name, Miss Penelope?
Miss Penelope.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Like Miss Penelope.
Yeah, it's the same. It's just in Spanish. Penelope.
Okay.
Okay, can you message me, please? Guys, look, I want to stay out here because we have a good spot right here because press conference is going to take place right there. If I go up there, I'm not going to be able to go inside the courtroom no more.
No.
They're giving out numbers now. It's more organized than last time. It's better they made it this way.
There's Grizzly.
Yeah, there's LA Grizzly. So, it's better for me to stay out here so when the press conference comes.
You do. I'm mad at you guys. You know what? You guys know what you did?
Wait, I do know.
You know what you guys did? Yes, remember I was here last time? I was speaking on the thing. I'm mad at you guys. What station are you guys together?
No,
Well, what are we doing here? I don't know what's happening. They're having some conversations, man. But this is cool to kind of like get a view of what's happening. And apparently from what these streamers are saying, they're like handing out tickets. It's more orderly, the whole nine, etc. So you just can't just walk up in there. It's not chaos like last time, I guess. It's more, more organized. I can dig it.
None of their families
Yeah.
Hey,
and I wanted them to put that, like, where's the family and where's people for him, because there's really nobody here.
What does it put?
They put something like, I can't sleep and all about me. And I was like,
I
no.
think by now the numbers are gone. Yes,
It's
guys.
on Channel 5.
So it's
All my
better to
family's
just
home.
stay out here
You're
close
saying
with the
Channel 5
press conference so I can be in the front so you guys can hear everything.
With you guys.
It wasn't because I edited that.
I wanted to wring your neck. I said, I gave him my parking and he still did that.
It wasn't Channel 5. It was Channel 11.
Did you get a number? Were you able to get a number or no?
No, no girls want to give me no number.
Somebody said who's streaming this. Her name is Carla. Carla on TikTok. Let's keep going.
No, because they're giving numbers now, so people to go inside the courtroom.
I don't know. We have 2 people up there.
Oh, you have 2 different cases?
No, 2.
Oh, 2 people actually in there.
from
Oh,
our
okay,
station.
okay.
We have a reporter and... No, we just have a reporter because the camera guy is from CBS.
It don't matter. They're going to edit it anyways.
What? No, I don't remember doing that.
Is it 9:35 there now? It's not.
All right.
Not
They didn't
working.
tell us that.
Thank you
I'm
guys.
telling
Thank
because the
you.
reporter that was with us,
Davina
he would have listened to you.
is
He's
there.
really for the
Talking
people.
about her. She's right there.
I am not talking
If you see her blonde hair.
again.
No, he's really for you. Like,
And
Yes,
I
people
stopped
can
by,
go inside
I
the
was dropping off
courtroom.
my son at RCC because he plays football, and I said, "Oh, there's a lot of media there." I said, "I wonder what it is," and I didn't know.
Thank you guys.
Happening today, the parents of baby
It's
Emmanuel
for
where's your Jeep?
the Haro case.
Right there, in front of the Department of.
All right, so we're going to pause this real quick. Well, not pause it, but at least just silence it. I want to go ahead and just play this news source real quick for you guys.
Haro are due in court today to face murder charges.
The body of their son has still not been found. Gigi Graciette is live in Riverside now with a preview. Good morning.
Good morning. We're in front of the Riverside County Courthouse, and court watchers will be watching closely because it is a big day in the case of the disappearance of baby Emmanuel Haro. Take a look. Today marks 3 weeks that his parents reported he had been kidnapped, but investigators say that never happened. Court documents indicate investigators believe Emmanuel is dead and that it happened as early as August 5th. That's believed to be the last day detectives can actually confirm he was alive. Today, his parents, Jake and Rebecca Haro, who are still behind bars, will be formally charged with his murder, along with filing a false police report. And even though the baby's remains have not been found, detectives say they believe he died as a result of continuous child abuse. Now, Jake Haro will be defended by the Riverside County Public Defender's Office, while Rebecca will be defended by a private attorney, Jeff Moore, appointed by the court. Jake is also facing an old...
Yeah, I don't know why people kind of made a lot of hay about that as to who the public defenders will be defending, because either way, she was going to get a free attorney. I think people thought that she would have to pay for her own attorney. If you're indigent, you're indigent. You can't make water, come out. You can't get water out of a stone. You can't make money fly out of nowhere. Indigent means you're poor, you can't afford an attorney. So what was going to happen is the public defender's office, which is a quasi-public government agency, they would choose who they're going to represent, and then the courts would just assign a private attorney to represent her. So in all actuality, public defenders are pretty good because they get a high volume of cases, but nothing beats a private attorney. So in all actuality, Rebecca has what could conceivably be the better attorney, because she's got a private attorney that's been assigned from the pool to do her case. And since the attorneys that are in this specific pool are capital murder attorneys, these are some of the best attorneys in the state or in the county. So you could say in the state of California, you look at them as a whole, but certainly in that county, these are some of the best attorneys. So she has a really good attorney representing her. She really does. So she's the one who probably made out like a bandit more so than Jake. Big shout out to Melissa with a $5 super chat. Says, thank you, Strategic, for bringing awareness to all these heartbreaking cases that deserve some justice. Such a tragedy. I hope baby Emmanuel, we hope that he's alive. We do, but we know he's not, but we do hope. Leon Little John 658 with 10 gift memberships to the membership. We appreciate you. For those 10 people who are lucky enough to be gifted a membership, make sure you thank Leon. That was very generous, very expensive too. That's not a cheap gift membership. Wow, you spent a lot of money. We appreciate you. So please do thank him. That was very generous. And Tear Talk with a $5 super says, good afternoon, everyone. I hope all of you are having a great day, enjoying the coverage. Thank you so much for showing love to the channel with the $5 super chat. Let's keep going.
Charge of being a convicted felon. You may remember he was convicted back in 2023 of child abuse on another child of his and was on probation. Well, he was charged with being in the possession of a gun and ammunition. Obviously, that's strictly prohibited. Prosecutors will not have to present any evidence today. That'll be done at a prelim hearing, the date for which could also be set today. Now, bringing it back here live, the Riverside County Public Defenders has assigned Deputy Public Defenders Allison Lowe and Paulette Garthwaite to represent Jake, while Jeff Moore, Blumenthal and Moore, a private attorney, has been appointed to represent Rebecca. Now, some of court watchers, some of you who watch cases may find those names familiar.
I think they were a part of some huge cases before. Let's see.
That is because Allison Lowe and Jeff Moore both represented in separate incidents the Turpins, David and Louise. You might remember that is the couple that was charged and eventually convicted of abusing 12 of their 13 children, here in the Inland Empire.
Right. I believe that some of that abuse was SA as well, if I remember the Turpins case, man. That was a very horrible and troubling case. That was a terrible case. So these attorneys are very experienced attorneys, very, very experienced attorneys. So these folks lucked out, man. They definitely lucked out. Now, I saw in the chat something about this rumor that's been going around that there's a possibility that Rebecca may have had an affair with Hector Haro, who's Jake Haro's brother, and that Emmanuel may have actually been Hector's baby instead of Jake's baby and stuff like that. There's no evidence of it, but anything is possible with these messy type of people. I'm definitely not bringing it up to discount it. I have no idea if that's real. It's most likely not real, but it's possible. These are some messy individuals who are involved in drugs, alcohol, DV, all kinds of stuff going on there. And then we find out that Hector died under suspicious circumstances where even the police were investigating it as suspicious. Anything could have happened. And then the thing that kind of throws it off is that if there was no history of abuse from Jake, then you could say that maybe he treated Emmanuel the way he treated Emmanuel because of the fact that he did not view this child as his own. But the problem is, what throws a monkey wrench in that is that regardless of the fact, Jake has a history of doing these things to young kids. He has a history of it. So it's not like what happened to Emmanuel, or what allegedly happened to Emmanuel, was done in a vacuum. He has a long history prior to Hector, prior to Rebecca. Before he even knew Rebecca, he had a history of this with multiple kids. So, yeah, I don't know. But it's an interesting theory, an interesting rumor that because of the character of these people, I can't discount it. I can't say, oh, that's just a stupid internet rumor. The internet is doing what it usually does, a stupid internet rumor. I can't discount it because these people are messy. Let's keep going.
Reporting live, I'm Gigi Graciette. Back to you.
Yep, another high-profile case.
So let's go back to this live stream. Let's see if these ladies are doing anything probative over there, and we'll get some more videos. We're killing time until we get to this court case, man, but we're being probative about it. We're not just talking smack. We're talking
That last
facts.
name does not deserve that baby. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I'm not.
Boy, don't leave me alone.
And people are like, oh my God, why are money hungry? I'm like, people, I'm not getting paid thousands of dollars here. I'm not even paid hundreds.
The classic conversation about people who cover these stories, you can't. We live in a capitalist, not to throw off the subject, but just, listen, we're killing time. We're having a good time. We're talking. This is the best community on YouTube. How do I know I have the best community on YouTube? Because I share subscribers with some of the best channels on YouTube. There's a lot of Grizzly supporters who are part of my channel. There's a lot of Plunder supporters who are part of my channel. There's a lot of Ickmail supporters who are part of my channel. So since I'm sharing supporters with some of the greatest true crimers, then guess what? I know I got a community. I know I got a real good community. You know what I'm saying? So we got some of the best folks out there. So we're talking. People kind of get hung up on YouTubers, TikTokers, whatever, monetizing on their streams and stuff. I don't really understand that because we live in a capitalistic society. This lady is out there in 100-degree weather right now, giving us this live stream of the courthouse. I'm in a climate-controlled house in New York State, 1,000 miles away, maybe even more. I don't know. I'm just pulling that number out my booty butt. And I get to see what the front of this courthouse looks like. And then we'll get to watch the press conference. We'll be able to watch in a little bit the court case while we're in the safety of our own homes. She's out there in 80-degree weather, they said. I just said 100 because it's like a desert out there, but it's 80 degrees. It's still hot. What's wrong with her being compensated for doing that? I also hear that very rarely, but I hear that on my channel too. It's like, I think they're the haters. I'm a professional essay detective. I've been doing it for, in another month, 19 years. I've been saying 18 and a half for a while now. In 1 month, in October, I'll be doing this for 19 years. Out of 19 years, I've been an investigator for 15 of those years come October. I've been a detective investigator longer than I did anything else in my career. Patrol officer, correction officer, whatever you choose, all the different law enforcement hats that I've held, I've been a detective. When I go to work later on today, I'm going to be paid for my expertise when I get a case, because I'm up for a case when I come in. I'm probably going to be number 1 or number 2. I'm going to be paid a very decent salary for my expertise and my decades of experience doing investigations. What's the difference when I come on here and I'm giving you that expertise? Should I not be compensated from ad revenue? All you got to do is watch the show and hit the like button. That's it. You don't have to pay anything. What's wrong with Google sharing ad revenue with me in order for me to be able to come here and make it worthwhile to do this show? Because, you know, it becomes a situation where it's like, okay, I could come on YouTube and do a show, or I could go work overtime and actually feed my family. So I don't understand why people have that notion where, you know, they get upset when creators are just looking to get compensated for their time. Oh. Never really understand that. This is Vinnie Politan real quick. Let's see what he has to say.
I'm Vinnie Politan. The subject of my investigation is the tragic disappearance of 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro, whose parents reported him abducted, but now mom and dad are locked up, and now we're hearing from them behind bars. Here's the story. The disappearance of 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro in Riverside County, California, has shaken the community to its core. It all began when his parents, Rebecca and Jake, pleaded for help, claiming...
All right, we're going to pause Vinnie Politan real quick because the research crew just sent me another link for an interview that was done with one of the friends of... who's his friend of? Of Hector. So this is Gunner's Collection. Actually, I've seen this. So they said that the interview kind of starts at the 105 mark. So let's listen to this a little bit. The reason why I didn't play this, I wanted to cover this and play this on the channel. Big shout out to Gunner's Collection. I'd never seen his channel before, so I can't vouch for it, but he definitely got a really good interview. They just kind of cursed a little bit too much. So we're just going to give it a little taste to see if we could get something probative. But when the potty mouth stuff starts, we're going to have to go, you know, in a different direction. That's not really for us on this channel. But I definitely respect this interview and the fact that this creator was able to get this Hector's friend to kind of talk about who Hector was. So I think it's very, very, very probative interview. Let's go.
I actually done some digging, man, and I actually found a very good friend of Hector Haro, the brother. So we're about to clear up some mystery right here concerning the death of the brother of Jake Haro. Now, you got to remember, the timeline is his brother passed away in 2021, meaning Rebecca was not in the picture nor in the mix at this time. So to give you some background, man, let me introduce the homeboy right here. We're not showing his face, of course, for content purposes, but he definitely was a friend. So what's up, brother? How you doing?
Hey, what's up, guys? What's up?
Just chilling, man. So take us back, bro. How did you meet Hector Haro, Jake Haro's brother?
Damn. Fuck. I have to take you back probably high.
Yeah, man, I can't kill my stream. I'm sorry. I listened to this. You guys should go check this out on your own. I listened to like 5 minutes of it, and there's so much cuss words. I will hurt my own show by playing this show. So please do go watch it on your own, but I can't play it here because it's just too much cursing, and it's not groundbreaking, ground-shaking information on this case. It's good information on Hector, but it's not amazing information on Jake and Rebecca and Emmanuel, because he doesn't have that information, the friend. So I would encourage you guys to go watch this on your own, because I can't play this on my channel. I'll get demonetized. And for what? I mean, if it's probative information, if this guy is giving information that's solving the case, then who cares about monetization? But if he's not going to say anything probative, and then I'm going to have him on my channel cussing up like crazy, then it's just not worth it. Let's go back to Vinny, and we'll get you guys some more stuff.
Emmanuel was abducted by a man who said hola and knocked out Rebecca. But as investigators dug deeper, troubling contradictions surfaced, unraveling a chilling reality. Authorities believe Emmanuel's parents, the very people meant to nurture and protect him, are responsible for his disappearance and death. Now, the search for Emmanuel has become a desperate mission fueled by both hope and grief. A child so young, so vulnerable, ripped from safety under the most unthinkable circumstances. And prosecutors say it was his own mother and father who are responsible for this horrific act. Now, during the course of this story and this investigation, there's been several points and things that have happened along the way that have dramatically changed the way we've looked at this case and we've looked at this investigation. One of the biggest was the arrest of Jake and Rebecca, the mother and father. Remember this?
Yo, Vinny, when you gonna have me on the show, Vinny? Huh? I'm talking to you, Vinny. When you gonna have True Crime and Strategic on your show, buddy? Yeah, got a bone to pick with Vinny. I'm just joking.
This began as a missing person, an abduction, but at this moment it was clear that investigators and prosecutors no longer believed that this was an abduction. They took Jake and Rebecca into custody at their home. Big sign of strength. You can see the officers showing up, then a search, etc. And they're charged with murder. Murder. Now, I want you to take a listen to the district attorney. This was another.
Somebody said Strategic and Grizzly on Vinny's show. That'd be a terrible show. I'd be so starstruck, I wouldn't be able to talk about it like this. Every time, like, back to you, Strategic, I'd be like, oh my God. And, oh my God. And then he did. Oh my God.
Big moment here. The first time that the DA spoke about the case. Here's what he said about the charges.
The filing in this case reflects our belief that baby Emmanuel was abused, a victim of child abuse over time, and that eventually, because of that abuse, he succumbed to those injuries. And that's what we believe. We filed murder charges on both of them and making a false police report on both of them. So you can extrapolate that we believe that both of them are guilty, that we can prove it's guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. For
Vinny better be careful, because there's a lot of ladies in this chat that's loving them some Vinny. Oh my God, I'm feeling jealous here. Vinny, you taking all my ladies away.
both the murder and the filing of the false police report. You know, how it breaks down as to who did what, that also has to wait for the trial.
Okay, and you heard, you know, he wasn't going to give us the specifics on what they believe happened. But remember, they still have not found baby Emmanuel. So I'm looking at this, I'm listening to this, and from the beginning, murder, 2 adults together murdering a 7-month-old? But that's the theory that prosecutors have. And it brings us to the first question.
All right, guys, real quick, people are asking if the hearing has started yet. It has not started yet. If it started, we'd be watching it, all right? So I believe it's going to be starting at 1:30 p.m. Eastern time. You guys do the math on what that is for, I think that's 10:30, is it Pacific time? which is California time. So it's 10:30 California time. It's 1:30 Eastern time in New York. And that's what we're waiting for. Right now it's 12:57 Eastern time because I'm in New York. And in 30 minutes or so, hopefully, unless they kind of like push it back, which is crazy. They keep pushing this back. I don't understand. It's an arraignment. It's not that serious. I've been to a gajillion arraignments. I go to an arraignment probably twice a month because I usually make a collar like twice a month. I arrest people on my cases around twice a month. Sometimes once a month. It depends. You know, I'm in a specialized unit. You're not getting a high volume, right? So between 1 to 2 times a month, I'm making an arrest and I'm in an arraignment. It doesn't take that long to do an arraignment. So especially when they've been in custody all this time, they already had a bond hearing and all that stuff. I don't know what the delay is. It makes me very nervous about this case that there are constant delays in this case, but hopefully there's no delay and we'll be able to get started at 10:30 Pacific time. Let's keep going.
In our investigation.
Oh, one more thing, guys, please hit that like button. We have almost 1,000 people watching the live stream right now, and we only have 575 likes. So please do support the channel so we can get in that algorithm.
2 defendants, co-defendants. Is one of baby Emmanuel's parents.
And somebody's asking me if I banned somebody. I did not ban anyone, so I don't know. But let's keep going.
More responsible than the other. Maybe not legally responsible, but more responsible for the violence, more responsible for the death, even if they've both had some hand in it, or maybe not. Maybe there is a huge difference between the two. Let's try to answer that question. Here to help us in our investigation, private investigator, founder of Victims News Online and host of the all-new podcast, The Delphi Dirt. Erica Morse is with us, and former homicide detective with more than 20 years working homicides and high-profile cases. Phil Waters is with us as well. All right, Erica Morse, before I've got some things to point out here, but before we get to them, what does your gut tell you? What does your gut tell you about a 7-month-old, 2 adults charged with murdering a 7?
All right, so it looks like Aki has anointed another moderator to join the family. That is Danielle. So Danielle, welcome to True Crime Strategic family of moderators. We do appreciate your help and your service. Thank you for your service. Let's give her a yay. Come on. All right, so thank you so much, Danielle. You are amazing. And Danielle has confirmed that nobody has been banned. So don't be blaming us. We ain't do nothing. We being good today.
Month-old. Is one more?
You guys be good, we gonna be good.
More responsible than the other?
I don't know. I mean, is one more responsible for the other for the abuse? Probably. Because Dad already has a criminal history of abuse. Dad has already taken charges and received a conviction, even though he didn't serve time in prison, which is why Emmanuel is missing and presumed deceased at this point. Mom, I mean, as a mom, from a moral obligation, I just can't. She is the one who was allegedly last with the baby. She is the one who concocted this story, or at least reported this story. She is the one that wasted resources and valuable time in locating a possible living, breathing Emmanuel. They have their own levels of culpability from a human standpoint, a moral standpoint, and then your legal/criminal standpoint.
All right. Phil Waters, I want to put up on the screen what Mom and Dad have been saying behind bars. Jailhouse interview with Rebecca Haro from the Press Enterprise. I will not give up. I will not give up on my baby, Haro said in an August 24th jailhouse interview with a Southern California news group reporter, during which she maintained that Emmanuel was kidnapped. Regarding her husband, Jake, he's a good dad.
He's a good
Rebecca
dad.
Haro said, he would never hurt a baby. Now, here's an interview with Jake Haro.
She lying.
With a Southern California news group reporter in the Orange County Register. Rebecca is innocent, Haro said. The media is killing her. She is a beautiful woman. She loves her children. Haro was hopeful on Wednesday that enough money could be raised, generally 10% of the bail, to free Rebecca, who he wed 3 years ago. All right, what are your thoughts, Phil, about what Mom's saying about Dad?
Look, I just want to say this. Like, I'm not a hater, okay, at all. This is aside from what we're watching here with Vinnie Politan. I'm over here doing research in the background, and like one of the top, when you type in Emmanuel Haro, first of all, the top search, at least when I type it in, is a really good channel that deserves a lot of love, and that is Down the Rabbit Hole. Down the Rabbit Hole News. You know, I got love for her. I've been watching her for a long time on the low, you know. Most of the channels that I watch, I don't really comment on. So I show her love. She came on the channel in the chat, showed me love and all that good stuff. I show her love too. Beneath her is some Agent Tim or something like that, where this person says, breaking news, baby Emmanuel Haro's remains found, authorities just confirmed. That's bullcrap. It's not true. This is a spam channel. Now, I'm not the YouTube police, and you'll probably rarely ever hear me talk like this. But when it comes to children, I don't understand the gall of people to exchange maybe $15 in revenue for 35,000 views this person has on a video. They probably got $15 to exchange $15 in exchange for their dignity, in exchange for their literal soul. Anybody who's out here doing clickbait like this and just putting fake information out there should be reported to YouTube. Now, people weaponize this stuff on this platform, and I think it's disgusting where you have good creators who are literally expressing themselves, and maybe they have an opinion that you don't like or a political belief you don't like, and then people will use the report button to just try and mess with normal people. This is when you should be using those functions. We all know that baby Haro was not found. That would be everything right now. It'd be all over the news. I'm not even clicking it because I don't want to give this person any views, but that's messed up, man. It's really, 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 really messed up. And a lot of it are these foreign channels where they're just basically like, it's like the next scam. So right now, the Indians and the Nigerians and these folks, they aren't making as much money as they used to make calling people up and telling them that kids were arrested and they need bail and they're the FBI, or, you know, they owe money, or, you know, their antivirus service stuff is expired and it's been automatically renewed, and all the scams they used to do. The new scam is clickbait on platforms like TikTok and YouTube. So when I go on this person's page, all of their thumbnails are pretty much the same. They got a boatload of views by putting out just nothing but clickbait. And people are starving to have information on these cases. They want to so badly understand what's happening that they click it, and really they're supporting bad people. They really are. I mean, there's nothing that you could say to justify this type of clickbait. Whatever. Let's keep going.
Saying about Mom and what happened here to little Emmanuel.
Well, good to be back with you, Vinny, on this case. I tell you, they're just furthering the false narrative here. They don't really have...
So somebody asked me if the probable cause affidavit will be available to the public. I don't know. We're exploring right now. We're exploring the limits of their FOIA requests in California. So we're putting in some FOIA requests and stuff like that. So I really don't know if they're going to make it available publicly. They should. Most states do. I don't know of a state that doesn't make a probable cause affidavit available to the public. Usually that's the one that they usually just release, that you don't even have to FOIA request. They just usually release it to the news, and then the news will post it on their website, and you can just download it on your own. So I don't know, but certainly we want to get our hands on it. Big shout out to everybody who's watching the show right now. Right now we have 666 likes. Thank you. I was about to say, don't leave me there. So somebody just brought me over to 668. I appreciate you. So please hit the like button. Get us in that algorithm. We have over 1,000 people watching the stream right now.
I'm sure in their mind they don't have any other option. I would say that I'm not surprised at the arrest. I think the
do you look at them the same?
Case,
do you see them the same?
Yes. That's the short answer. Yes. They're both culpable. They're both going to be responsible. And even they're both parties to the murder of this little baby. I mean, that's the bottom line here. So that's why they're both being charged. Now, there may come a point in time where they're going to try to get one to turn on the other, but they're both going to be held responsible because they are both, at least in my opinion, based on what we know, they are equally culpable in the murder of this baby.
All right. I want to put up a little more that Jake Haro is saying from behind bars. Interview with Southern California News Group reporter in the Orange County Register. Jake Haro said in a jailhouse interview on Wednesday, August 27th, that Riverside County District Attorney Mike Hestron's assertion that Haro's missing 7-month-old son was the victim of long-term abuse was not true at all. But Haro declined to discuss what role, if any, he played in Emmanuel's disappearance. During the 45-minute interview, he said the couple cares about Emmanuel.
All right, they're rocking this out to the grave, man, that they were good parents. Big shout out to everybody who's joining us now. I just dropped 5 gift memberships. So whoever got those 5 gift memberships, please do make sure you say thank you, man. You deserve it. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for showing that love and supporting the channel. Let's keep going.
So he's saying it's not long-term. Well, none of this could be long-term abuse. The baby's only 7 months old, right? I mean, long-term, I guess, is all relative to what happened here. The first baby that was abused was only 10 weeks old. So what do you think, Erica, about what Jake is saying and denying the long-term abuse, but then sort of stopping short at that point?
Well, let's first say that the easiest predictor of future behavior is past behavior. So he has zero credibility with me already as a convicted child abuser. But second, Vinnie, I don't believe a word this man is saying. He is wasting their time. He's doing it intentionally. I believe it's a game to him. I really do. I think that this baby is sadly long gone. And I think that these are the most despicable and heartbreaking cases for everyone associated to have to deal with. If this couple did not want to be parents, then they had options, and that baby could be alive right now. I don't really care what he says because I don't believe him. I'm focused on what mom is saying. I'm focused on the story. Let me give you an example. Why did they come up with this elaborate story about this baby being taken in a parking lot? I was talking with a colleague about this case, and she indicated, as a search and rescue expert, that perhaps mom's goal was to divert police away from the residents, because dad has made allegedly some confessions about burying the baby in, putting the baby in a trash can at the residence, burying him in a place that is near and dear to dad. So I think it's a fascinating viewpoint that perhaps mom's story is perfectly calculated to throw off the search. And dad going on that search and wasting their time tells me that neither one of these parents, these sperm donors, give a damn about this baby.
Phil, I want to show you an image that we talked about a lot before the arrest, but I think it may be relevant. I'm a former prosecutor. I'm always thinking about inside the courtroom, where is that finger of doubt going to be pointed? And I think in the case of Rebecca, it may be pointed right at her black eye. As an investigator in this case, are you interested
in news in the house over in Riverside Court?
Where she got that black eye from? Now, I think a lot of us, when she was saying abduction, were saying, oh, is this part of that whole deal? I'm thinking...
So this Matt Thibodeau, I want to see what he has to say.
Hey guys, so we have a new interview in the Emmanuel Haro case. It is with this woman right here. Her name is Liz Meza, and she is an assistant store manager at the Bada clothing store. Now, this clothing store is actually right next to the Big Five. It shares a parking lot with the Big Five. As you can see, It is literally right there, right next door. And Liz actually came out and stated that she spoke with Jake Haro after Emmanuel was reported missing the very next day. In my personal opinion, after hearing what Liz had to say, it seems to me that Jake Haro was fishing for information to probably try and be one step ahead of law enforcement. So Liz said that Bada Clothing actually closes at 7. So at the time of this incident, the Big 5 was the only store that was open in that plaza, which she says is typically dead around the time that Emmanuel was abducted. I think that this was strategically planned by both Rebecca and Jake. They knew that this parking lot was going to be empty. There wouldn't be any witnesses. They knew that there were not cameras in that parking lot. They really thought that they were going to get away with this. But basically, when Jake approached the clothing store, she said he was standing by the door and started asking her if she had heard anything, if law enforcement had told her anything, if they had passed anything over to law enforcement. She said that he seemed in distress and he was rubbing his eyes. They were red, but there were not actually any tears coming out. Liz said that things immediately seemed off to her. The first thing was what Jake was wearing. She said it was really hot out the day after Emmanuel was reported missing, and the fact that Jake was wearing a hoodie was a little weird to her. She also said that it was odd that Jake and Rebecca were not out searching for their son and that they were kind of just hanging around the parking lot. Liz also says that she actually heard what all of us have heard by people in the neighborhood, saying that Rebecca and Jake had gone to the Big 5 before Emmanuel was reported missing and asked if they had cameras in the parking lot. And while that information has been going around over the last couple of weeks, law enforcement has not confirmed it to be true yet. Liz described Jake's facial expressions to be exaggerated. She didn't think that he appeared sad. He more so seemed like he was paranoid. She says that she really hopes that Jake and Rebecca end up confessing and that baby Emmanuel is found. What do you guys think about this? Do you think that Jake Haro was doing damage control, trying to get one step ahead of law enforcement so that he could create a story and defend himself if they were to question him or his wife Rebecca? Let me know. Tomorrow they are going to be arraigned.
Hey, somebody made a good point via email. I don't even know why I didn't realize this, but I guess I could say the first name is Jessica. Big shout out to Jessica. She said that Hector died in 2021, so unless they froze his sperm, Emmanuel isn't his baby. So I think that kind of kills that theory that Emmanuel was the, illicit offspring of Hector, which resulted in Hector being smurdered by his brother. So big shout out to you, Jessica. We appreciate the love and the dose of reality. You are amazing. Let's keep going.
And both of them, I'm going to be updating you guys as we find out information. So make sure that you guys follow, and I will talk to you later. Hey guys, so we have a new interview in the Emmanuel Haro case. It is with this woman right here. Her name is Liz Meza, and she is an assistant store manager at the Bada clothing store. Now, this clothing store is actually right next to the Big 5. It shares a parking lot with the Big 5. As you can see, it is literally right there, right next door. And Liz actually came out and stated that she spoke with Jake Haro after Emmanuel was reported missing the very next day. In my personal opinion, after hearing what Liz had to say, it seems to me that Jake Haro was fishing for information.
So it's on repeat now. Sorry. Let's go back to Vinnie.
Head to the trial.
And listen, behind the scenes, me and the research crew, we are doing a lot of searching for some interesting stuff. So please do bear with us, man. Remember, the purpose of this stream is for us to watch the court hearing and the press conference. We started because the court hearing was scheduled to start earlier, but then they pushed it back to 1:30 p.m. Eastern time, which is 15 minutes from now. So rather than ending the stream, we decided to just go over the case and kind of rehash it and give you interviews and new information as we could find it. But the purpose of the stream is the arraignment of Rebecca and Jake Haro and the subsequent press conference afterwards. That is scheduled afterwards. They scheduled a press conference, so we're expecting one because they told us we're going to have one. So big shout out to you guys for hanging out with us while we wait for this press conference. All right, let's go back to Vinnie.
Maybe she's going to allege being the victim of abuse inside that house.
Well, we don't know what we don't know, right? So I would say, if I'm the detective doing this interview with her, the first question I'm going to ask her is, where did you get the black eye? Where'd you get the shiner? and have her explain that to me and have a discussion about that. I'm going to first establish a relationship with her we're not going to jump right into the baby, this and that. So that's the first thing I want her to explain to me. And is it part of the kidnapping, or is this something that perhaps her loving husband administered in the course of a fight, perhaps over the baby? I mean, there's a lot of moving parts here about what could have happened. So the Shiner, that's the first question on the list.
Yeah, I think we may hear more about it. Okay, great news. Guests are staying with us. Coming up next, did Jake Haro confess?
We come to you guys asking you to help us find our son. He was abducted last night from Big 5. Somebody struck my wife while she was trying to change his diaper.
Coming soon to Court TV.
The Microsoft executive gunned down. Now his ex and her new husband are charged with his murder.
Brian Walsh, accused of murdering his wife.
Allegedly, in my opinion, what case are you talking about exactly? Just please put it in the chat. We get so many emails. We may have overlooked your email. Just put in the chat what case you're talking about.
It's very disturbing, very heart-wrenching.
A social media sensation, now a suspected killer.
Why do you have something against me?
She wrote a children's book about her husband's death. Now she's accused of killing him.
The high-stakes trials you don't want to miss. Coming soon. Only on Court TV.
Tom. Ray, I just asked you guys if you could help us, Please. This is what he looks like. He's just a baby. Just give our son back, please.
Oh, I saw that email. I'm gonna catch up with these emails because my vacation starts tomorrow. So we're gonna need a lot of content for us to cover. So definitely keep sending the emails, guys. You guys know I'm very busy, but for the next 10 days, I'm going to have way more time for you guys. So keep sending those emails. Don't worry, we'll get to it. I'll only focus on one thing right now because I'm working, but today's my last day and then I go on vacation. So we'll definitely cover a lot of these cases because I plan on dropping 2 to 3 shows a day. All right, big shout out to Laura Dad Dickman with a $50 super chat. Says, love your channel. Thank you for all you do professionally and on your channel. Wow, that is so generous, man. Thank you so much, man. You are awesome. That is so generous, so kind of you. We do appreciate it. We love the support. Wow, that's a lot of money, man. Thank you. You are appreciated. That is cool.
Missing kid. That's what it said. It said missing kid on that flyer. Okay, some interesting reporting in this case, and I want to put this up. This is from.
Hold on, Aki said for me to play this. I don't know what you want me to play, but let's see. I just hit the link. Let's see what it is. What? What's this?
A search party at 4:30. So just ask you guys if you can help us. Please. This is what he looks like. He's just a baby.
What are we doing here?
Just give our son back, please.
Damn, that was not. That didn't seem too natural to me, ladies and gentlemen. He's just a baby.
Please come forward, please.
Like what?
It's like our son.
He's just a baby. I don't know. What do I be doing on this channel, man? I can't even watch it myself. Remember, what we know about this guy is a very dangerous and violent person. At least he's exhibited that behavior in his past. To have this guy, he's just a baby. I don't know. I'm not buying it. The question is, what does Aki be doing? What are you doing, Aki? What are you doing to me? Let's keep going.
Brian Enton. Any of you following true crime know Brian Enton, incredible investigative reporter for News Nation. This is what he reported. Sources have told News Nation's Brian Enton that Jake Haro, the boy's father, spoke to an informant while in jail as part of a Perkins operation. Haro acknowledged he killed baby Emmanuel and put his body in the trash. Sources also told Enton that Haro initially told investigators he rolled over in bed, causing baby Emmanuel's death, and that he said he buried the body. Sources say that is why Haro was taken from jail to lead investigators to a search area over the weekend. So that was the reporting, a lot of buzz about that, so much so that when the DA finally spoke at the press conference, he was asked about this confession. Take a listen.
Did your report my coworkers just asked about the jail confession, your authorities used the fake inmate to get information, and the father confessed that?
Well, see, that's not true. So I don't know where you, well, no. See, this is what happens when you've got all these folks out there online and these keyboard warriors. You get a lot of misinformation, and what you just said is not true. It's misinformation. So that's what I'll tell you did not happen.
Yeah, he called Brian Hinton a keyboard warrior because he's talking about Brian right now. No, none of us reported that. That's information that came from Brian Hinton. Wow. I mean, have we received any information that debunks or validates what Brian Hinton said yet? To my knowledge, no. It's still out there in the wind. Hopefully today during the arraignment, they'll talk about this stuff, because it does happen during arraignments where they'll present this stuff during arraignment to say, hey, listen, this happened and we have proof of it because X, Y, and Z. So I'm hoping that we'll get some light shed on this during the arraignment. Real quick, before we jump back into Vinnie, I want to definitely show some love to people who are supporting the channel. Flown in 1923 is celebrating 2 months as a patrol member. Says time flies when you're having fun. You're right. We have a lot of fun on this channel, man. This is my safe space for me to decompress. So I love this channel. Fiona also gave a 5-gift membership, and that's pretty cool, man. That's really nice of you. So please, guys, thank Fiona for her gift membership. And Courtney White gave us a $1 super chat, and we appreciate you. Thank you so much, Courtney. It's very kind of you. Let's keep going.
Okay, he's saying it didn't happen. The sheriff said it didn't happen. But after that news conference, Brian Hinton responded on his YouTube channel.
Oh, boy.
Brian Hinton investigates.
So I just want you guys to know that I am standing by my reporting. I talked to my sources again, and I realized that the district attorney said that there was no confession from Jake Haro, baby Emmanuel's dad. But I don't know what his definition legally of a confession is. That may be different, you know, but I'm standing by everything that I reported in my video.
All right. Brian Hinton has a track history of being extremely accurate, extremely thorough, and not like, you know, willy-nilly just throwing things out there.
Right. I mean, that's what I hear. And Brian doubles down. He's like, nah, man, I'm 10 toes down. That's my reporting. That's what it is. Hopefully we'll find out today if that's the case. Big shout to J Italian Cookie. $10 super chat says, you make sense, detective. Appreciate. Oh, well, you know what?
Does that make sense?
Does that make sense?
Does that make sense?
Makes sense to me. Let's keep going.
But there was a denial that it was misinformation. And that brings us to the next question in our investigation. Did Jake Haro confess?
You got a big studio, man. It's huge.
What's going on here? Still with us, private investigator Erica Morris, former homicide detective Phil Waters. So this was the so-called Perkins operation.
All right, so listen, guys, you got to turn your gifting on. You have to go in your settings and turn gifting on. That's why I keep getting people saying, oh, I keep getting free gift memberships. Listen, I love it. I'm not a hater. If the YouTube gods keep giving you a free gift membership, it's great. But I prefer for new people to be able to get a gift membership. The gift membership should not just be allowing some people to constantly get gift memberships. The reason why not everybody's getting gift memberships, you have to go inside of your settings on YouTube and turn on gift memberships. Don't ask me where, but it's in there somewhere, and then you'll be able to get it. Otherwise, it's just going to keep going to the same people if the majority of people don't have gift memberships turned on. Okay, let's do that. We want to make sure you get free gift memberships so you can test out the shows, you can see what we're doing behind the scenes.
Brian Hinton was talking about where apparently you put a fake inmate inside who's working as sort of an agent of law enforcement to try to get the defendant to talk. Let me ask you, Phil, would it be possible that the confession happens, it's obtained in a way that it would not be permissible at trial, right? For whatever reason, something that they know is just on its face, you know, violated some right that the defendant had, and no judge would allow it in, that you would just deny it and say it never happened because you don't want to be accused of prejudicing the jury pool by saying that, oh yeah, there was a confession, but we got it illegally. Instead, you just say it never happened.
Oh.
Well, I will tell you, in Texas,
I mean, you could get a confession that way, and without reading a person Miranda, it would not be illegal. Let them keep going. A big shout out to Courtney White with a $5 super chat. Says they took Jake to search in the Badlands. There's also a landfill called Badlands Landfill. I live in Riverside County. It's very interesting. Thank you, Courtney. Lisa B. Always with a $5 super chat says DA should have put Jake in prison when he violated probation. DA blamed the judge from original charges. Neither did their job, in my opinion. I agree 100%. Lasagna Lemonade gave 1 gift membership. Military Mod celebrating 5 months as a recruit. And Jolyn Rain celebrating 5 months as a recruit. Thanks, guys. Let's keep going.
And I had talked about doing something like this at some point in time early on in my career, and I was quickly schooled that if we put a Confederate inside the jail for the purpose of approaching our suspect to elicit a confession from them, the problem is they are, as you already stated, they are an agent of the state. And in that capacity, he's in custody. He would have that Confederate would have to read the suspect his Miranda.
I got to tell you, I've never done a Perkins operation or been a part of a Perkins operation, but whenever I've heard of Perkins operations, it's always been with inmates. I've never heard of a Perkins operation being done with undercover detectives. But what's the difference between a Perkins operation being done with undercover detectives and a undercover narco detective getting admissions from a drug dealer while he's undercover? What's the difference? You don't read the Miranda. You don't say, hey, I'm an undercover detective investigating you, pretending to be your friend, pretending to be your fellow drug dealer. You have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can't be used against you in the court of law. You have a right to an attorney. Do you want to give me a confession? While they're out there dressed in, baggy clothes with gold chains around their necks and guns, that doesn't make sense. So I'm conflicted. I don't know the legality of a Perkins operation. I've never done one or been exposed to one, but wouldn't a Perkins operation be exactly the same as every other law enforcement undercover operation, with the exception of what this gentleman is talking? So he might be right, with the exception of the custody, because you got an undercover police officer, but he doesn't have custody of the drug dealer or the murderer or whoever that he's talking to. Whereas in this situation, Jake is in custody. So does that change things? This is a really good conversation. I'd love to hear from a constitutional lawyer as to the legality of this.
Warning, make sure that he understood it, and then ask him if he is going to waive those rights to have this discussion. So I would be surprised if that's what happened here, because it would be useless. As you've already said, it would be something that couldn't even be used. It would be nice to know information, but in effect, it could not be used in any kind of a court proceeding. So
So Terry Talk says it's volunteered and not forced or prompted, but it's a slippery slope when it comes to interviewing somebody who's in custody who requires Miranda. You literally have to say nothing. If you say anything, and this is some inside information, from a detective's perspective, if you say anything to elicit it, it's fruit of the poison tree. Like, you literally it has to be a spontaneous utterance, or some people say excited utterance. Most people use spontaneous utterance to describe it. You literally have to be, it's like akin to, you arrest a person, you're the transport officer. You have nothing to do with the arrest. They called on the radio, like, I need another car to help me for the transport. You show up on the scene, the guy's already in handcuffs. I'm just giving you an example. You're a transport officer. You say, hey, buddy, I don't know what's going on. My job is just to bring you to the station house. And the guy says, okay. And you sit him in the back of the seat. You buckle him in. You get in the front of your patrol car. You start driving. And while you're driving, the guy goes, I didn't mean to kill her. It just happened. And then you look back. You don't even say anything. And they go, she was getting on my nerves. I got tired of it. So I decided today was the day I'm going to end her life. And you don't say anything. Or you come on the scene and the person is upset. F the world, I hate everybody. Yeah, I killed that. I don't care. I killed that bee. It don't matter. I don't care. Do whatever you want with me. Take me to jail. Kill me. Give me the death penalty. I don't care. I don't care. I killed it. I don't care. That's how you would take that statement and it'd be admissible in court. You can't go in there and be like, so what are you in for? That is a question that's eliciting an answer that could possibly, like somebody said inside of the chat, entrap that person. So you just being an undercover officer sitting in that cell like, so what are you in for, buddy? That's a problem. Yo, I saw you on the news, man. Is all of that stuff true? That's a problem. That's fruit of the poison tree. So I'd really like to see exactly how they did this operation and the legality of this operation. I mean, I don't know. Let's keep going.
And I wonder if what we're talking about here, that he has made some admissions to some things, which are a stark difference from a confession. So I know that in the course of my interviews, when I got admissions, then I'm getting closer to a confession. So he may be parsing words here that, yeah, there was no confession taken. And what actually occurred was there were some admissions to certain parts of this investigation, and that's what got them to the point where they were able to have enough probable cause to get the arrest warrants. And, you know, when the arrests happen, you know, being a former prosecutor, Vinnie, that that's where the investigation really starts.
And the other part is, if it is obtained illegally and inadmissible, so would anything that results from it. So if that happened and that was the reason they were out there and they found evidence like baby Emmanuel, that evidence might not be admissible. They call it the fruit of the poisonous tree.
See, what I tell you guys. I told you guys, fruit of the poisonous tree. I would say, see, I know what I'm talking about, but that's an oxymoron. I should know what I'm talking about. Freaking detective. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
But and Erica, what makes me really think about this confession is there was another reporter from On the Tira, Ahmed Belozo. You may have seen him. He's like a citizen journalist out there. He too was reporting that his sources, and he only works in that area, also said that there was a confession. So what are your thoughts about whether or not there was a confession here, Erica?
First of all, I believe Brian's reporting. I've been following his reporting on this case, and I believe that his sources are giving him credible information. I'll say it like that. Now, if you recall, Vinnie, I sat through a particular trial last year in Delphi, Indiana, where inmates were allowed to testify about things they had written down on pieces of paper when they had tossed questions back and forth to a particular inmate who was awaiting trial. And every single one of those statements was somehow admissible in that trial. So I think we are splitting hairs here. I think we're getting into semantics and technicalities.
Maybe.
I
mean, Perkins operations are real and legal. So most likely it's figured out. So I think I agree with this lady. Most likely they figured out the legality of it and it's admissible in court. Otherwise they wouldn't have done it. I would hope that they did it in consultation with the district attorney. Like, you don't do these kind of operations without the blessing and the assistance of the district attorney's office. Otherwise you'd be insane. So I don't know. I think it's whatever was said, if anything was said at all, it was most likely will be admissible in court.
Take an inmate who has just been charged with murdering his 7-month-old son out of the jail onto a field trip. You take him to a location to give you evidence and potentially a body. What I think is happening, and the DA has alluded to this several times, and he's actually said it outright. He's tired of the keyboard warriors. He's tired of people going out and potentially affecting the crime scene by launching their own unregulated and untrained and uncertified searches.
We may have dogs out there that are being misused in this case.
Yeah, man, I saw like guys go knock on the door of the Haros, some dudes. That was very inappropriate and definitely unprofessional. You can't do stuff like that. You know, what the On the Terror guy thing was doing, you know, that was fine. You know, he's not really like interfering with law enforcement. He's not knocking on victims' doors and perps' doors. You know, he's going to the stores and asking questions. And maybe he probably asked questions in some place that the police didn't ask questions for. But like the people who's like going to the Haro's house, those were people who just looking for a check, man. And I don't respect that. As a law enforcement officer, they were impeding the investigation 100%. Let's keep going.
All of those things. Internet trolls, let me tell you, can harm a case. Vinny, I mean, you know, Erica Morse knows a little bit about internet trolls hurting cases. So if I were this DA and I'm protecting the integrity of an investigation and trying to find a missing 7-month-old baby, I'm a lie.
Erica Morse, Phil Waters, great to have you. Thanks so much. Up next, why was Jake Haro at the search?
Why you was there, Jake? Let's keep going. First of all, it's 1:37 Eastern time. This hearing is supposed to start. We're waiting. Certainly nothing has happened yet. I checked other channels. They're not doing anything that I'm not doing. The hearing has not started for them either. Like they don't have a link I don't have. So let's keep going because we're still all just waiting. We're still all waiting. I'm just letting you guys know, you guys got me for another hour at 2:30. If this hearing does not start, I will have to end this live stream because I got to go to work, okay? All right? So holla at me in a year when I'm retirement eligible, and if this show is big and we got a good audience, maybe I might consider retiring, and then you guys could get me all day long, and, you know, I could be there for every arraignment. Maybe I can even do some traveling and actually go to California, go to Florida when these news breaks and all that stuff. I'd love to do that if wifey gives me permission, you know. But right now, I got to go to work. So 2:30, if this thing doesn't start, I'm out of here. Go check it out on another channel because I'll definitely be watching it. But hopefully it'll start before 2:30 and we'll be able to rock out. If it starts, the latest I could go is 2:45. After that, I'm late. So if it does start, I'll hang out the latest till 2:45, and then I got to get out of here and get to work. But hopefully it'll start before then, and we'll be able to watch it together. Let's see what happens. I want an intro like that, Aki. I want some strategic tom. And I just look at you like this. My daughter calls that the Riz face. Aki, give me an intro like Vinnie Politan. I want a Vinnie Politan intro. Before we jump back into this next segment, I want to give a big shout out to the people who are showing love to the channel. Let me see something real quick. Oh boy, what happened? Man, this thing is, I'm on the wrong channel, sorry. Big shout out to people showing love to the channel. So we have, wow, a lot of people supporting the channel. Lisa B always $5 super chat says DA should have put Jake in prison when he violated probation. DA blamed the judge from original charges. Neither did their job, in my honest opinion. I agree with you. Not a contest is now a 1-month member of the patrol. Says loving my Strategic Eyes fam. We love you too. We appreciate you. Jolie Rain upgraded to patrol member. Thank you so much, Jolie, for showing love to the channel. Like I told you guys, we do have content that's restricted based on your tier. So like when we do a lot of the live streams for members only, everybody is able to watch that. But once that live stream is over, we typically put it for patrol and higher. So if you miss it, then you kind of can't watch it again. So if you are a recruit and you do want to see a lot more content, you might want to upgrade to patrol and higher. We do appreciate you, but it's only fair that we do that because people are paying more money. So we got to We got to do something for them. So big shout out to Jolie, who now upgraded to patrol, and Lauren Dickman, who's now a White Shield member. White Shield member. Wow. Let's give her a yay, man. That's pretty awesome. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, Lauren and Jolie, for upgrading your memberships and being such great supporters of our show. Kelly Mack with a $5 super says, just recently found your channel and I love it. Thanks for your content. Thank you for supporting the channel, for finding me and sticking around. Some people find me and say, screw that guy. I don't like that guy, man. But you love me. You really, really love me, and I appreciate you. Burning for a Cure with a $10 super chat says, hi from Florida. Can you clarify when interviewing suspects, are there signs stating audio and video may be in use and could be used against you in court? Are signs also posted in the jail? The answer is no. No, 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 no. So some places do post it, some places don't. There is no expectation of privacy when you're in these type of facilities, so police do not have to tell you that you're being recorded. When I do interrogations, sometimes I'll tell a perp that I'm recording them, sometimes I won't. There's no policy for my department that says that I have to tell them that they're being recorded. Sometimes it works to my advantage because I'll be like, yo, you're being recorded now. You think you're talking to me right now. Right now, you're not talking to me. I'm just a fact finder. Right now, you're talking to the district attorney. This is your opportunity to humanize yourself for the people who are going to make the decisions that's going to affect the rest of your life. I've used that technique before to great success. You can't use it all the time, but when I find a subject that I feel, they're trying to, rehabilitate their image, I might use that. And it has made them confess at times because they think like, well, if I confess, then the district attorney is going to have mercy on me. I never make any promises. You cannot make promises, but I have used it to my advantage by telling somebody that they're being audio and video recorded to success. But we don't have to tell you that. And oftentimes I don't disclose it. I just talk to them and it is what it is. All right. But good question. And I hope I answered your question. Let's keep going.
I'm Vinnie Politan. We continue our investigation of the disappearance of 7-month-old baby Emmanuel Haro. His parents said he was taken by a stranger, but now his mom and dad are charged with murder, and the search for this angel continues. Here's the story. Rebecca and Jake Haro have several children. The youngest is just 7 months old. His name is Emmanuel, and he is missing. Emmanuel's mom says she knows what happened. She was in the parking lot of a Big 5 sporting goods store and was trying to change the baby's diaper. That's when she says she was attacked by a man who said hola and then knocked her out cold. When Rebecca came to, Emmanuel was nowhere to be found. Investigators questioned Rebecca and confronted her about inconsistencies in her story. Meanwhile, Emmanuel's father, Jake, has a violent criminal history involving another baby, a 10-week-old who will never walk because of Jake's criminal actions. He was convicted for child cruelty taking place back in 2018. Rebecca and Jake have been arrested and taken into custody, charged with the murder of this little angel. And the community now left wondering, why and how would anyone do such a horrible thing to such an innocent baby boy?
All right, so somebody asks if there's court already. No, we're still waiting. We're still waiting for court, ladies and gentlemen. We are still waiting for court. If you go around the internet, nobody has the court video. It has not been, the live streams for that video has not started yet. So we're still waiting. We're still waiting. Still waiting. There's a lot of people who are saying, you're my favorite channel, strategic and all that stuff. You guys trying to make me blush, and I appreciate it. But you don't want to see a black man blush. It's not a pretty sight. We turn purple. Okay. So stop complimenting me before I start blushing. You guys are amazing. I appreciate you guys immensely. Down the Rabbit Hole News is in it. First of all, how is Down the Rabbit Hole News in my chat when she on her own live stream? Same way, I'm kind of checking on her live stream too. I'm not lying. Look, I wasn't lying to you. I'm checking her live stream out right now. So I think we got a connection down the rabbit hole. Like we're YouTube soulmates. Because when you're thinking about me, I'm thinking about you. So I'm going to sing you a little song. You are always on my mind. Let me stop. Appreciate you down the rabbit hole. Thank you so much for supporting the channel and showing us love. You know, she's definitely live streaming right now as well. And we do appreciate the coverage, because my perspective on these cases is that we're all doing God's work. There's no competitions. There's not, oh, I'm streaming right now and she's streaming. Some people think like that on YouTube. I don't think like that. I'm here to give a voice to the voiceless. And anybody else who's giving a voice to the voiceless is doing God's work to me, right? So that's all that matters to me. So, you know, she's been doing it for a very long time. Like I told you guys, before I was doing true crime, I was watching Down the Rabbit Hole. Most of my channels, I watch in secret. I don't comment. Now that I'm a creator, I kind of comment a little bit more, but I still watch in the shadows. So she's got a great channel over there, and we do appreciate her. So thank you so much for showing love down the rabbit hole. She says, #justice for Emmanuel Haro. That's a fact. All right, let's keep going.
So during the course of this case and following this story and this investigation, perhaps the most confusing and maybe most important, even though it's again confusing, was the search that was done on Sunday, August 24th in the afternoon. A search that was done in the Moreno Valley off of the 60. Let's take a look at some video so you can kind of see the area that we're talking. There's the 60 freeway, and then that little pathway leading off there is where this search was taking place on Sunday afternoon. You see some of the cars pulled over on the side there. A lot of them are investigators. Some are members of the media. But this is the geography. This is the location that we're talking about. Now, let's take a look at who was involved in this search. It wasn't one or two people. There were a series of folks who walked down that pathway from the freeway into the brush. And they're all there. Somewhat of a grid like.
You guys are like mean. I swear, you guys are mean people. They said that this is what Rebecca Haro reminds them of. Chatterer from Hellraiser. Look at that. That's what they said. Rebecca Haro reminds them of. You guys are 666. That's crazy. I love Hellraiser. That's one of my favorite movies out there.
Big search, not exactly, but sort of. They all have their areas. They're walking and they're looking, but they're spread out. They're not in one specific area. But there was one person who was in one specific area. Jake Haro.
Yeah, he was out there.
There he is with two detectives.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not pointing at anything. He's not leading anyone anywhere. But he seems to be having a conversation standing there in his jumpsuit. Remember, he's in custody.
Naomi, send an email. Anybody who wants me to cover something, send me the email. I'm on vacation starting tomorrow. Tonight I'm going to work. So tonight I got to leave. If they don't start this this court case by 2:30, I got to get out of here. But starting tomorrow, I am on vacation. That means I'm a house dad for 10 days. For 10 days, I'm going to be cooking, cleaning, building stuff, and doing YouTube, okay? So house dad for 10 days. I'm not going anywhere. Email me all of your suggestions on the topics you want me to cover while I'm on vacation, all right? This is the time to do it. We're going ham crazy on this channel for this vacation, so please do send us your suggestions.
Already charged with the murder at this point. So there he is. Doesn't seem to be actively part of the search because he's not where all those other folks are. He's much closer to the road. And then he turns around and goes back.
Oh, you know what? I feel... Let's just forget about it. So I was looking at the wrong chat. So I was looking at Rabbit's chat, and I thought that she actually came on my chat, but I was looking at her chat. But she's come to the show a million times, so I showed her love anyway. But I was looking at Rabbit's video and down the rabbit hole, and I misconstrued it with my own chat because I got so many windows open. I thought she showed love to my channel, but she didn't. But she showed love before, so I love chat. I love Rabbit, so not taking anything back. Rabbit is awesome, but I got confused. Anyway, let's keep going.
Before the search is over, he's brought back. Very confusing. Obviously, the initial reporting was very hopeful. Oh my goodness, this is it. This is the moment, right?
Who cares?
But it wasn't. But it wasn't. Emmanuel wasn't found. But he was there, the dad. And that brings us to the next question in our investigation.
So somebody said, which channel is the arraignment? We're going to be covering it on this channel. We're waiting for the arraignment to start. The arraignment has not started for any channel. So, I mean, you go to any channel, you're not going to see the arraignment because it has not started yet. We are waiting, and as soon as this arraignment starts, we're going to cover it, all right? So we're here waiting. That's why we're watching Vinnie Politan. But listen, they keep pushing it back, and I don't know why they're continuing to push it back. But it doesn't matter where you go. You got a lot of great channels that are streaming right now. I love most of them, but it has not started yet. And it's really interesting why they keep pushing back these arraignments. It makes me worried, to be honest with you. It does make me worried. I'm not saying anything's going to happen. I'm not trying to, make hay out of nothing. It's just that these very basic procedures usually don't take this long to figure out. I don't understand what's happening. Let's keep going.
Why was Jake Haro at this search? Why was he there? Here to help answer that question, crime scene investigator Lisa Black and retired FBI special agent, 20 years of experience.
Somebody said, are they working on a plea? There's no way that you're working on a plea this early in the game. There's no way you're working on a plea this early in the game. It's just unheard of. It really is. Anything's possible, but it's unheard of. It really is. Let's keep going.
Shooting searches, Bobby Chacon, welcome to you both. Before we start the discussion, I want to play what the DA and sheriff said about Jake Haro, because it's the first time they're speaking publicly about it. Take a listen.
We have a pretty strong indication of where the remains of
I'm going to do a call-in show so we could, just hang out and kind of kill some time, too, until this arraignment starts. So we'll do a call-in show as well. Flying Hawaiian asks a good question. Will a confession affect the arraignment? No, it wouldn't. These are procedures that are going to happen regardless. They have to happen. Constitutionally, it has to happen. You have to arraign a person. You have to present a person's charges to them. So all of the stuff has to happen, and then you work on pleas or whatever later. But they have to arraign these folks. So none of that stuff should be affecting the arraignment. Really good question, Flying High. I'm going to set up the call-in show so we could talk as we wait on this arraignment that's taking forever. And the arraignment should include more details that we don't have. Because the arraignment is when you formally present the charges to the subject and you explain to the subject why you've come to this conclusion that they should face these charges. So this should happen soon, hopefully.
Emmanuel R. So that investigation is ongoing at this time. Yes, go ahead.
Matt Johnson, Court TV. What was the information that led to the initial search off the 60 in Moreno Valley?
Sheriff, you want to take that?
I'm not going to go into grave detail about that, but there is some level of cooperation with the suspects involved in this, and we're trying to locate that, and our job is to follow every lead. But for the rest of the room here, we have to understand what you're dealing with is an experienced child abuser that is aware of a previous case. that is aware of evidentiary things that we are certainly concerned with. So we're going to take every step to not only work with any suspect or witness involved in this, because at the end of the day, we have to bring a case to Mike and they have to charge it, and we have to make sure that every single thing, no matter what is told to us or what we discover in terms of evidence, is the right thing, and that we followed up extensively.
All right, Bobby, what are your thoughts here? Why was Jake Haro at the scene?
Well, I mean, my thoughts is that somebody told him where approximately they put the baby. Because if
Pursuant to California Rules of Court, rule number 1.150, the court prohibits photographing, recording, videotaping, or broadcasting in courthouses, the whole courthouse, for private or commercial purposes. This includes...
So this is basically them. People are starting to sit inside the courtroom, so it might happen soon. They're reading out all the rules and all that stuff. This is from TikTok. The very day mama.
This includes all media outlets. The order applies to courtrooms, courthouses, including hallways, offices, and lobby areas, and courthouse entrances and exits. All persons interested in photographing, recording, or broadcasting court proceedings must request an order from the judge assigned to the proceeding in advance. The second admonishment is if you are inside the courthouse or the courtroom, do not signal or motion to custodies. Communicating with people in custody is a misdemeanor. The section is 4570 PC. You can be arrested for that violation. Does anyone have any questions?
Sir, I have one quick question.
Yes.
Do you know if we're going to be going in at 10:30 or before?
My understanding is going to get called at 10:30, but we're going to let people in and get set up
beforehand. Okay, thank you so much.
All right, there you go. Just throwing something at you as we get it. We're throwing this stuff at you guys. Let's keep going.
it was him saying, I put the baby here, you would have seen them, as we have often have, lead them right to a spot. And he would have pointed to a ground. He would have pointed to where he drove in, where he parked, where he, dragged the body, whatever. The fact that he didn't do any of that seems to me, and this is just conjecture on my part, but it seems to me that somebody told him, hey, I put the kid out by Gilman Springs Road. And by the way, I drove by that place 12 hours before this. The night before, Saturday night, I drove right by it to go home. I live right by that area. And so I saw police and fire the night before protecting that area. There was no fire. There was no brush fire. There was no accident. They were there to protect that area the night before. And so it tells me that he didn't know exactly where, but he was working on information that may have been told to him. Who told him that? That's up to speculation, but I'm speculating that he did not know exactly where, but he said, this is where they, whoever that was, told me they had put the body.
Bobby, that's the first time I've heard that they were actually there the night before. Next time, please, a little video, send it to me. You've got my email. You can text it to me. All right, Lisa, I want to read this because Jake Haro, speaking from behind bars, an interview with a Southern California news group reporter in the Orange County Register. Haro would not say whether he led authorities to the Moreno Valley Badlands on Sunday, August 24th, where he was spotted with investigators. He did say he has been completely cooperative with investigators. Lisa, why do you think he was at the search now with the additional information coming from Bobby Chacon that the night before they had it sealed off?
Well, I don't think it's that odd that he was there. As the searches I've seen with suspects, you usually have the suspect right there with you because if you do find something, I imagine investigators want to confront them right away. And it's a big area, so it's really handy if you're hoping he's going to be telling you the truth, that he could be right there on scene saying, no, it wasn't that hill, it was the hill just beyond it, or something like that. So I don't see that there's anything that unusual about this entire process. He might have been, you would assume, he was dumping the body at night.
All right, so this lady is live again. We're going to shoot over there real quick.
Yes, yes.
Maybe she has some information we can use.
I think it's gonna be a
Is that, do you, is that sexy? Do you like her or no?
Which one?
The one with the pink hat? Or no, that's pink something, I think.
Oh, I don't know. Look at her shoes. She's pink.
She's pink something because
She's
pink
cute.
shoes.
She's cute. Oh, see, yeah, she just said that.
Oh,
Pink something.
something, right?
That's what she
Yeah.
said. Pink. I don't know. Look at her shoes. They're pink. Oh, and I follow you too. I was watching her earlier. Yeah.
I don't understand what they're saying.
Guys, tap, tap, and share. They're having the press conference.
All right, so the research crew is on this. They said that they believe it's possible that they may not have allowed live streaming inside of the court. So it's possible that the hearing has already completed. So I'm not sure about that. They will be doing a press conference. So of course we're hanging out here to at least see the press conference if that's the case. It is possible at this time that the actual hearing may have been completed and that they just did not allow live streaming inside of the court. It doesn't mean that they didn't record it. They may allow for replay from the recorded hearing by local news stations, etc. I'm not too sure. We're going to figure this out pretty soon.
And then I'll stay down here and wait right here.
Oh,
so we have
okay.
you up there, me, and
Okay.
then you can just be right here, okay?
Okay, thank you.
This week we got it together, girl.
Yeah.
And I'm literally only 10 minutes, so
Oh, okay,
it takes
okay.
me like 10, 15 minutes to get
Thank
home.
you.
Yeah.
And listen, this is just speculation, okay? This is just speculation. They may not have done the arraignment, and the arraignment may very well be live streamed. This is just speculation, all right? But I'm giving it to you guys as I get it. Let's keep going.
Other charges were abandoned, and so he's going to have the same DA's office help him with both cases. So whatever DA's office is helping him with this one, they're going to do both. They're going to do both of the cases.
And I'll
just protect the defender. I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
And I'll tell you, yeah. Well, Rebecca had so the other one
She had two gentlemen.
Yes, there was one gentleman more, and then the other.
Maybe we should get one of her papers.
I'll get you one right now, yeah. Let me.
You want one?
Yeah.
I'll go get it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I got it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Like, oh yeah.
Well, I think you have to scan the barcode. Unless you go and down or back on like That's awesome how they're. You're the best. Thank you.
All right, let's go to the fan funding. Big shout out to Aaron Murphy. $5 super chat. Big supporter of the channel. We appreciate you, Aaron. Been reading your emails very long. So give me a second. I'll get back to you. But it's very long. It's very deep and it's very profound. So I appreciate you taking the time to write me that email. My vacation is coming up, so I'll be able to catch up on my emails and start responding to people in a more timely manner. But you guys get it. You guys know what I do for a living. So, I'm only one person. But I appreciate you immensely for that $5 super chat. Now, I'd like to see the other people, but now my page has crashed. So let's reload that, get back into this live stream. Here we go. Perfect. And let's go say what up to some cool people. Chris Dawson, I can't read the rest of that name. With a $10 super chat says, Brian had never heard of the Perkins. It was the woman he was talking to him who told him. She also was saying to him that he had confessed, and she was saying her husband was the district attorney. Okay, interesting. Kelly Mack, $2 super chat. I mean, I don't know. I hear you. I hear you. I have no idea, Chris. I have no idea. Kelly Mack, $2 super says, is it possible that they're working on a plea? And like I said, I don't know. And a $5 from Aaron Murphy and Tina celebrating 10 months as a recruit. Thank you so much.
21 report.
And what number did you get?
I got 16.
It is heartbreaking. It's very heartbreaking, guys.
You know, and everybody's like, and then it was interesting because I was sitting there and they're like, are you part of media? And I was like, I was, you know, humbly, I'm like, shit.
They're probably gonna just set another court date.
All right, so look,
They're just gonna set another.
it looks like, yeah, it looks like they did go to court.
Latest on that. Monica. 3 weeks since Emmanuel Haro's parents first reported him missing, and this morning they're due back in court to be arraigned in the 7-month-old's murder. Eyewitness News reporter Monica Deanda live this morning with the latest on that. Monica.
John, the question everyone wants answered is, where is baby Emmanuel? Now, this morning, his parents will be back inside of a courtroom.
All right, so this is old, but the article is going to be up to date. So just listen to this real quick, then we go to the articles. The article's telling us that they pled not guilty. They pled not guilty.
They will be formally facing those charges of murder, charges that the Riverside County DA spoke about during a news conference about a week ago.
The filing in this case reflects our belief that baby Emmanuel was abused, victim of child abuse.
All right, let's get to the article. Guys, you see how we get this stuff real time? We can't do this by ourselves. This is the hard work of the research crew. Please donate some coffee. That link up there, there we go. Donate some coffee, support the channel, support the people that keep this channel running, man. We could not do this without the research crew, man. The research crew is spot on. So here you go. One of the first channels to give it up to you guys. Riverside, California, the parents of 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro pleaded not guilty Thursday to murder charges as the search for their child continues 3 weeks after he was reported missing in Southern California. Once again, they already went through their hearing and they pled not guilty. So the hearing was not live streamed. We'll have to catch it on a replay as these various news organizations go ahead and put that information out there later on today, but they did not live stream it. We were not able to live stream it and watch it. They pled not guilty. Jake and Rebecca Haro entered their pleas at the Riverside Hall of Justice. They are also accused of making a false police report. The filing in this case reflects our belief that baby Emmanuel was abused over time and that eventually, because of that abuse, he succumbed to those injuries. That's what we believe, said Riverside County District Attorney Mike Hestrin. Now, who told you that before the Haros were even arrested? Who told you that this is exactly how baby Emmanuel Haro met his demise? True Crime with Strategic. There's so many different ways that baby Haro could have gone, but I told you that it was a cumulative abuse, that baby most likely went in their sleep peacefully because of all the injuries cumulatively that Jake had inflicted that child to. I told you that, and now the district attorney is telling you the same thing. Let's keep going. The child's parents were arrested last month following a multi-agency investigation into the disappearance and presumed death of their baby son. It began August 14th when Rebecca said she was attacked and the baby kidnapped in a Big 5 parking lot in Yucaipa. Let me just go ahead real quick because I want to make sure we don't miss that press conference. Questions were raised after authorities said that there were inconsistencies in the parents' story, leading them to search their Cabazon home multiple times before they were arrested and charged. Meanwhile, community members are hoping baby Emmanuel is found soon. At a press conference last week, Hestrin said they have a strong indication of where his remains are, but they have not yet been recovered. It could be a landfill. If it's a landfill, that's going to be looking for a true needle in a haystack, said private investigator Moses Castillo. It's going to be almost impossible to find him, but it's worth the effort. It's worth the resources that are going to be dedicated for something like this because baby Emmanuel deserves justice. I agree with that 100%. According to the Press Enterprise, 2 attorneys who represent David and Louise Turpin are now defending the Haros against their charges they're facing. The Turpins are in prison after pleading guilty to child abuse charges involving their own 13 children. Boom. So there you have it. They pled guilty. And I assume that their bail was carried over, the $1 million bail, so they can't get out of prison. Guys, please hit that like button, support the channel. The next thing we're going to be looking for is this press conference. Let's go back here, see what's happening.
Sure, they don't have an exact time, but usually it starts right after the court hearing. Yes, it's downtown Riverside. It's the Hall of Justice.
All right, so I'm gonna do something that I normally don't do on this channel because I don't like streaming other people's stuff without me being there. I think it's rude to use other people's streams like that, but I do have to use the restroom. We've been streaming for over 2 hours already. Over 2 hours we've been streaming. So just give me 1 second. I'm step away and come right back to you guys. All right. So let's keep going.
The court just ended, so it should be in no time, guys. There's not a set time.
Especially Carla here. She's done a memorial with, I mean, they've got gorgeous pictures of him prior to his hearing. They've got
My reporter told me.
Guys, I'm starting to feel sick. I could only read certain comments because they're going by so fast, guys. But there's going to be a press conference right now for the Rebecca and Jake Haro case. I haven't had water. I haven't had anything, so I'm thirsty. Oh, okay.
No, you said no one's using it.
I mean, I know
Right
you're
here.
I'm a court.
Hear what the other guy said? We'll push him out of the way for you.
All right.
That's crazy. I'm like you, and he just comes in. He's like, I'm like, oh, okay, go ahead.
All right, so they're still setting up.
Yes, yes.
They're still setting up. They're doing their thing. We're definitely gonna have this press conference. I think it's safe to say that there's no way that they're not gonna have it. Like all the news media setting up and all that good stuff.
Night, and everything looks different at night. I mean, it's a
Go back to Vinnie for a little bit.
big hillside. He could be in completely the wrong place, and he could be lying. And
What?
even though
a
he's
convicted baby abuser lying?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, could be, even if he has confessed or whatever, then in his mind, he might be thinking.
Somebody said they can't believe that they didn't televise the hearing. I'm starting to really, I don't know, man. Like, I'm starting to feel like the judiciary in many instances feels like they're above the people to a certain extent. I feel like these are public cases. Our tax dollars are funding the investigations, the prosecution, their salary. Hestron's salary comes from our tax dollars, okay? And in America, federal dollars goes into every single municipality. So it's not just the people who live in that area who's paying for Hestron, okay? It's all of us. I think we just got some coffee. Appreciate you for whoever just sent coffee for the True Crime and Strategic family. We appreciate you immensely. Thank you so much for the coffee. It's all of our dollars. Federal grants pay for all of our police, fire, even your roads, even your fire department. A fire truck costs like $2-3 million. Okay, not every municipality has $3-4 million for a state-of-the-art fire truck, but yet you have one. Why do you have one? Because you live in Nebraska and somebody in Oklahoma paid for it with their tax dollars. So why does the judiciary act like we don't have a right to understand what's happening in our court system? When we're paying for everything, we're paying for the building, we're paying for the judge and his salary, paying for the prosecution, and oftentimes we're paying for the defense too. We're paying for Jake and Rebecca Haro's defense. We're paying for everything. Like, what is the issue with making the court available to us? Even a Supreme Court, which doesn't allow video recording, certainly allows audio recording. The highest court in the land, they don't allow video recording. I get that. But they at least allow us audio recording. And all it is two people arguing. So we really don't need to see Justice Sotomayor's facial expressions or Robert's facial expression or the facial expressions of the solicitor in general, whoever. We don't need to see it. We just need to hear their words. At least we're hearing the argument. How do you, as a municipal judge in some town justice, say, oh no, we're keeping this top secret from the people? No. And this is the problem, right, that I have. They have a history of live streaming these proceedings. So let me show you. This is their website. They live stream everything. This whole jurisdiction, this entire county, they normally live stream this stuff. So you would click the link and then you'd go here. And this is where you'd see the court proceeding. Why not Jake and Rebecca? Why everybody else? Why the town pedophile, the drunk driver, the person who got parking tickets, the speeding tickets, the domestic abuse, all these people get live streamed, but you don't want to live stream Jake and Rebecca. What's up with that? I just think it's kind of messed up, man. So I agree with you 100%. Why not live stream it? Why are you withholding justice from all of us? We should all be a part of this process. Let's keep going.
You know, as long as they don't find a body, then they can't really charge me. Criminals are not smart. They really aren't. And so you really don't know what's going on in his head. But I don't think it was that odd for him to be on the scene.
All right, I want to put a map up so you can see where the area searched is and where the parents' house is. What I don't have on the map is Bobby's home. We're going to keep that off of this map. But about a 23-minute drive or so from the parents' house to the search area. Bobby, the other thing that was said at the press conference was he mentioned, you know, the suspects have given some level of cooperation when talking about this, but it's just Jake that's there, not Rebecca. Is there any significance to that fact?
Well, I mean, first, just let me tell you, I didn't know that's why they were there the night before. I didn't realize the importance of it until the next day when it was reported that he was out there with them. I just assumed that it was a brush fire or an accident. My wife was driving. I looked. I didn't see any brush fire or accident. The next day, I said, oh, my God, they have that guy out there. That's what we saw the night before. But the significance of the cooperation is clearly he's cooperating because he's out there. Look, they can't force him to leave the jail and go with them out to that field. No, he has to cooperate. He has to agree to do that. He's a defendant.
I see my man Pascal is live. Big shout out to Pascal Show. Love Pascal. Big shout out to whoever just sent another coffee to the channel. Appreciate you. Thanks for supporting the channel.
Not say anything and stay in his cell until the trial starts and let them prove beyond a reasonable doubt his guilt. So he's obviously cooperating. Now, could he be lying? Have defendants put the police on a wild goose chase? Of course, we've all seen that. But there is that's why it's some level of cooperation just by him agreeing to leave the jail with them and take them to this area. What they're basing that on, what he actually told them, we don't know. Why he's not pointing to certain locations, as we've seen other defendants say, here it is, I was over there. And if he thought it was a hill, you don't even see him looking around to orient himself as if he was there before. It's a very odd behavior that I haven't seen in previous. Of course, we've all seen defendants taken out to these locations, but there's usually a little more involvement of the defendant when they're on scene. Here, his involvement seemed very minimal. He wasn't pointing, he wasn't walking. It was very odd to me, his involvement at the scene.
All right, guests are staying with us. Still to come, will investigators ever find baby Emmanuel?
There's a lot of people. Yeah, there's a lot of people. A lot of people are involved. A lot of people are invested. A lot of people spent their money to come out here.
So somebody said the DA doesn't want the hearing live stream. It's possible. You know, usually the DA wants it to be a public trial and the defense is like, no, because they don't want the jury pool to be contaminated or whatever. But I don't know. You guys need to really reevaluate the politicians that are serving you locally. Like that DA's whole energy was off. Somebody said check the phone. Got you. Like his energy was all off. Not really feeling this guy. Big shout out to Keela, who's now a member for the coffee crew. Says, thank you for representing the voiceless and sharing your knowledge and experience. As a survivor warrior, I wish someone stood up for me when I was a little girl. Now I stand with you. Thank you. Thank you for supporting the coffee and being a member to the coffee squad. You are amazing. We appreciate you, Keela. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, his energy was off. From one professional to another, I didn't like his energy. Now, he might watch my show and say, screw that guy. I'm a learned attorney. I am the lawfully elected district attorney of San Bernardino County. Where? The desert? Okay, let me stop being a douche. But I really didn't like this guy's, I didn't like his whole, like, his style. I didn't like his energy or anything about it, to be honest with you. He was very condescending. He was very rude to Ahmed. And I didn't like that. He told Ahmed to go home and get some rest and take a nap. Like, screw you, dude. Like, he was very pompous and very disrespectful to people who just wanted justice for baby Haro. So I did not like that, DA. You guys out there need to really do a better job who you're voting in to represent you. You could do a whole lot better than that guy who treats his constituents like they're lesser than him. Listen here, buddy. We are all here to serve the public. I serve the public. You serve the public. You're not above your constituents. In fact, you might be a little bit beneath them. I'm a little bit beneath my constituents because I serve. I serve. You serve. You went to school. You spent $100,000 to become an attorney so that you could serve. Now, if you went to corporate law or you went to family law or you went to divorce attorney or you went to whatever, real estate, you wouldn't be serving. People would pay you to do them a favor and give your expertise. But you decided to be a district attorney. You serve. So you don't come on your podium and talk down to your constituents and disrespect Ahmed like that guy doesn't have cancer and he's not out there fighting for this little girl. Yeah, he's an amateur. I'm looking at him like this guy's a freaking amateur. But he's an amateur who's out there literally fighting with his own life to get justice for baby Haro. The man is sick. You could see in his face that the energy wasn't there. You could see that this man was suffering. This guy's getting chemotherapy. And he's out there in 105-degree sun fighting for baby Haro, demanding justice for baby Haro. And you look at that and you're not endeared to that, Mr. Hastrin, whatever your name is. You don't look at that and say, ah, man, this guy's a thorn in our side, but you got to respect him. He really cares about this little girl on the terror. Now, you look at him with disdain and then you disrespect him and tell him to go home and take a nap. Man, listen, do better, California. There's a lot of qualified people, whatever your political spectrum is, whatever your political beliefs are, there are qualified people with your exact same political beliefs that will do the job better, that will be respectful towards you as a constituent. If you like this guy's policy, there is somebody out there who's willing to take his office and enact the same exact policies that he has, but do it with more class, more grace, more style than that Newsom lookalike. He looks just like Newsom. It's like, come on, dude, get your own face. Let's keep going.
When the queen come through, y'all better move back.
Cardi B is back in the courtroom facing
that captivated the world. Justice. We're here to speak for Emmanuel because he wasn't able to speak for himself. So we're here and we have his back and we're ready to go. We're ready to fight. We're going to fight tooth and nail. We're going to get justice for Emmanuel.
The local community very invested in this case, as well as the...
Yo, guys, do me a favor. Please hit that like button, support the channel. Hit the like button, support the channel. We're trying to get into that algorithm so we can be seen by a wider audience. We want the show to grow. We want to get to 3. I said 3. I was going to say 300,000. Sure, wish. We want to get to 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and we can't do it without you. Let's keep going.
Community online very invested in this case, justice for baby Emmanuel. And it begins, I think, with finding baby Emmanuel. Take a listen to what investigators are saying about the search, because it's a little confusing to me.
Yeah, we have agencies from all across Southern California searching for missing baby Emmanuel, which has now turned into a recovery effort. The search for the baby led them to Moreno Valley, and that is a remote area, and it was a robust search. Jake Haro, a murder suspect now, out there with the investigators and the cadaver dogs.
There is some level of cooperation with the suspects involved in this, and we're trying to locate that in our...
Listen, Ron Ruby is a member, and I appreciate you for supporting the channel, but you got to have more emotional intelligence than that. When everywhere you go, you're gonna have bad apples. But we're talking about Emmanuel, so you're giving like a straw man argument. You're deflected. We're talking about Emmanuel. We're talking about this guy. We're talking about this county. We're not talking about every single part of California. So it doesn't do any justice to deflect and say, oh, you got bad apples too in New York. Of course we do. And when we talk about a case in New York, we'll call that out. But right now we're talking about a missing kid that has not been found and a prosecution that's not nice to its constituents. So come on, do better. If you don't want to be a member no more because I called you out, hey, it is what it is. I still love you, but do better. We're talking about this guy. So that means we can't discuss anything in the world because there'll always be one person who'll say, well, if you're going to discuss this, you should discuss that. So if you're talking to your relative and you say, hey, you got to get out that relationship because it's a bad relationship that's very detrimental to your well-being, they're going, oh, well, you're in bad relationships too. You're not going to get anywhere. We're talking about Emmanuel Haro. That is our focus right now. And we're calling out some of the things that we think that are not good. And that's what it is. And then when we talk about something else, we'll talk about that too. Okay? Come on. We're just running around chasing our own tail. Well, what about this? Well, what about this? Well, what about this? We're not going to get nowhere.
Job is to follow every lead.
I think Sheriff Dyke has already explained that. I answered that question by saying there's been a level of cooperation with the defendants, so that's why they went to that area.
Authorities telling us that they did not recover any remains, but they are desperately searching for this baby.
We have pretty strong indication of where the remains of baby Emmanuel are, so that investigation is ongoing at this time. I didn't say that, sir. I didn't say I know where the remains are. I can't share with you anything. Look, there are professionals that are looking for the remains of this child. If the public has any information, then we ask for their help. So we don't know exactly where the remains are. We have some ideas in terms of where we're going to look and where we're going to continue to investigate.
Do we know if they searched the following morning? Did they go back?
We were there that following day, and we didn't see anyone searching. And then I followed up with the lead investigator here at the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Office. They got back to me. They said that they did not search the following day.
Fascinating. Why you wouldn't go back? That's interesting. It is. We have a good idea. We have some level of cooperation. We know, we don't know. That brings us to the next question in our investigation. Will investigators ever find baby Emmanuel? I think that's where we are right now. Here to help, crime scene investigator Lisa Black and retired FBI Special Agent Bobby Chacon. Lisa, what do you think? Will they?
I think it's a good chance. It depends on a lot of different factors. I mean, if he's being remotely truthful about where he put the baby, then cadaver dogs are probably going to be your best friends. If he's totally lying and the baby is in another direction entirely, then you're going to be relying on a lot of luck.
Bobby, you know the area. You've been in so many search efforts through the years. What are your thoughts here? Will they ever find baby Emmanuel?
I think they'll only find baby Emmanuel if they get full and truthful cooperation from the person who disposed of the body. I think that this geographic location is so vast and the body was so small. Unless
I said TMZ lost a lot of files of what they did. Oh yeah, what they did. I'll say which homie you're talking about on the Terror. Yeah, Ahmed. That was, but I never. Somebody dropped the link of what TMZ. I want to see that while we're waiting for this press conference. What exactly did TMZ do to the On the Terror guy? I heard about it, but I never saw it. Somebody dropped that link.
They're told, and I think Lisa's right, unless they're told then it's just going to be luck. It's going to be a hiker, hunter, jogger, somebody possibly coming across the body. But that's such a remote possibility in this type of terrain.
Hold on, we got some news articles that's coming out now. Check this out.
Charges, and Gigi Gracia was in the courtroom. On to this now, developing news. The parents of baby Emmanuel Haro have just been arraigned on murder charges, and Gigi Gracia was in the courtroom joining us live with this very latest update. Gigi, what can you tell us?
That's right. This arraignment lasted all of 10 minutes, and both Jake Haro, through his public defenders, and Rebecca Haro, through her court-appointed private attorney, entered a plea of not guilty. Now, I believe we have some video. This was just recorded, has not been edited. We saw Jake Haro come into the courtroom. He's wearing that.
Hold on. Oh, shoot. Man, I got to get this Brave browser, because it's like, every time I hit the link, it opens up the Brave browser, but I'm operating on Internet Explorer. I'd rather that right now. So, tag, man, did I mess up? Ooh, that sucks. Let's see here. Okay, screw it. Let's do it. Why is the sound not working? Here we go.
Got out of court, Rebecca, and won. Hi, everybody. It's Emmanuel Haro with KESQ News. So we just got out of court, Rebecca and Jake Haro's arraignment. We know that it happened at 10:30 a.m., and I can tell you we were in court today. They both entered not guilty pleas. We know that Jake is now being represented by 2 attorneys from the public defender's office. We have that information up right now. We also know that Rebecca is being represented by Jeff Moore. Now, he also entered Rebecca's not guilty plea, but he also said that he intends to file a motion to change the venue from Riverside to Banning for this case, because he says it relates to Cabazon. We're going to continue to press officials for more answers and keep you updated right here at News Channel 3. And
so we got a lot going on here. Hold on here. Let's get that out of there.
Hi, everybody. It's
Hold on. Like, he really preps before he gets going. Maybe I need to do that. I don't do that. I'll be like, strategic back again. What's going on? This guy be like, 3, 2, 1. Let's keep going.
And 1. Hi, everybody. It's Garrett Hottle with KESQ, bringing you an update from the Riverside Hall of Justice. I just spoke to the Riverside Sheriff's Office, and they told me that the arraignment for Jake and Rebecca Haro, originally slated for 8:30, is being pushed back to 10:30 so they can clear some of the cases on the court before we have Jake and Rebecca Haro's arraignment. I also spoke to the Riverside District Attorney's Office on their way into the court and asked if we can get a look at the arrest warrant, some of the evidence behind what prosecutors allege happened to little Emmanuel Haro. I'm told that likely won't be made available today, but we're going to continue pushing for answers. Stick with News Channel 3 for updates.
All right, one more.
And 1. Hi, everybody. It's Garrett.
Check this out.
And I've been following the case since the very beginning. And one day I was on TikTok. I watched it through TikTok. And one day I was watching it on TikTok, and chaos coordinator / Disney mom reached out to me, and she asked me to start supporting Emmanuel's Law.
And what is Emmanuel's Law?
Emmanuel's Law is to protect every child, to make sure that no other child goes to convicted child abusers in the future. We're supporting him. I'm nervous right now. I'm sorry.
No, you're doing
great.
great.
We got the QR code, and it's www.emmanuelslaw.com. Mm-hmm. And so we have about, I think we have almost 10,000 signatures already, because there's a couple other people that also have Emmanuel's Law.
First of all, that is a really nice shirt. Not to take away from anything she's saying, but that's a very nice shirt that she has of Emmanuel, baby Emmanuel. Very beautiful shirt. And yeah, we need to go check out Emmanuel's Law. Absolutely. I don't know how Jake Haro was allowed to make more children. Now, listen, we can't stop people from making children because we don't do eugenics in this country. But in places like New York, and I think even parts of California and other places, New Jersey that I know of, when you're convicted of these type of crimes, they're supposed to take away your parental custody rights, which means that if you have any new children, they take those children away. Yet we find out that Jake made multiple children after, you know, he did what he did to promise faith. And not only that, but Vanessa Haro has also now made children herself. She has a child. She has a child. Her mother is proudly saying in the article, yes, she has a baby and she's so good to her baby and da-da-da-da. And it's like, what? She had 2 kids taken away from her already. That would be her 3rd child that we know of. That would be her 3rd child that we know of. One child was born with fetal alcohol poisoning. That's the boy. The other one was born perfectly normal, even though she was arrested for DUIs while she had that baby. And that was Carolina Haro, who's now Promised Faith. And then she was present when Jake destroyed Carolina and turned her into Promised Faith. And now she got another baby that she supposedly reformed and taken great care of. Why are we taking all these gambles with these babies? Why are we turning our children into crash test dummies? Like, this is crazy. Like, Emmanuel Haro was not a crash test dummy, yet the folks down there, I'm scared to say California because I don't want to offend anybody. Oh my God, California is my state and I love it. I love it more than I love my whole family, and I'm going to get offended if you say California. I don't want to say California. I don't want to upset nobody. But it seems like in that part of the country, in some municipalities, not all, specifically the San Bernardino region, maybe Cardozo, Zona, however you say it, Yucaipa, I don't know. I got to get as small as possible. I don't hurt nobody's feelings. They seem to give predators their babies back. What's up with that? This guy should have been barred from custody rights, period. If he made babies, fine. We don't believe in eugenics. We just would say, you can't see that baby. You can't see that baby. Because you're a baby, you're a proven, convicted baby abuser. I don't know what's going on here. Just keep going. Oh boy.
Emmanuel'sLaw.com. And so we have about, I think we have almost 10,000 signatures already, because there's a couple other people that also have Emmanuel's Law petitions going out. So we're hoping to go to Congress and turn this into a law to protect every child. Here's the back.
What's up? It's very nice. It's very, very, very nice. Very nice. Very, very, very nice. The whole country has problems. I think it should be a national law. It's definitely not a California-only thing. We're not slamming California. California is a beautiful state. Beautiful state. I visited California before. I saw something to this day that is one of the most beautiful sights I've ever seen in my life. I don't remember because I was a young kid, but we were on a highway going alongside of a mountain, and on the bottom was the Pacific Ocean. And I watched the sunset over the Pacific Ocean. I've never seen that before again. I've never been to that part of the country as an adult to watch that. It was gorgeous. Then we went to a place called Palm Desert, which was the most beautiful little town that I've ever been in. Very nice, very beautiful. So California's a beautiful place. And we're not talking politics here. We're talking about a baby that was ended by some horrible people. I don't care about Newsom. I only said Newsom's name because the Hestron guy looks like Newsom. I'm not commenting on whether Newsom is doing a good job as a governor or not. We don't do politics here. At least we try not to. All right. I only said Newsom's name because I was making fun of Hestron, the DA. And I don't know what's happening in the northern part of California. I don't know what's happening in the mid part of California. I don't know what's happening in any part of California other than the part we're talking about, which is the San Bernardino area. I don't know. I have no idea. Somebody says no press conference. Let's see. Can we get verification on if there's a press conference? There might not even be a press conference. No press conference. I'm hearing that's what the research crew is telling me. And that's crazy. Wow. That's crazy. We're talking about these guys, and I think that's a beautiful shirt and a beautiful law, and I think it should be a national law. Somebody says Palm Desert is close to Palm Springs, 45 minutes from Cabazon. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly. I remember Palm Desert to be a very beautiful town. Is it still a beautiful town? Is it still nice there, like affluent? Let me know, guys. Is Palm Desert affluent? From the last time I went there was maybe 20-something years ago, 25 years ago. People saying that word is there is no press conference. They said, Mimi says, I saw reporters packing up more than half an hour ago. All right, well, it looks like the live stream that Carla was doing has ended too. Wow. That was anticlimactic. Let's see something here. She's live again. Let's see what she has.
Moral support. Yes.
So it's over.
She's gonna speak with me too. Yeah. Don't point it straight at me so I won't be like so nervous. Just point it at the floor.
Yeah. Okay.
At the floor, because I don't want to start like getting.
And is it live or no?
Yes, it's live.
Okay, Carla is going to do an interview right now. So we're not going to make her any more nervous, and we're going to point it to the floor, but you can hear her, guys, okay?
So she's doing an interview, but she's afraid to have the camera pointed. I guess it's an amateur hour. It's okay. It's all right. It's amateur hour. Who's she interviewing? Now you can't hear anything. I don't know what's going on here. All right, I'm not gonna do that. All right, go check out Carla if you want to hopefully hear her interview. But you know, they're not doing a press conference. That's a wrap. And it's 2:41. I got to get to work. Let me bring it back to me. You guys have been awesome and patient with me the entire day. It's probably one of the longest live streams that we've done. Not the longest. I think we did a 4-hour show before. I think during COVID, I did like a 4 or 5 hour show. COVID made a lot of people do strange things. But we've been here for 2 hours and 39 minutes for no reason. Unbelievable. In that 2 hours and 35 minutes, we cracked jokes on the district attorney for Riverside County. We cracked jokes on a member who probably hates me now. Hopefully not. I'm just joking. I just be ribbing people. You know, that's what we do in New York. Like, we rib people. Like, we punch you in your ribs, man. You got to be able to take it as much as you give it to. And we did find out that they pled guilty. And yeah, we found out some things. So it's been a treat, guys. We have 1,150 likes. Please hit the like button. Let's run those lights out before we get out the door. I got to go get dressed real quick and run out there. I got tons of suits inside of the office, so I don't have to worry about going to work in a suit. It's all good. I like to so that when I get in, I could just jump right into it. But today, I'm just going down in sweats. Today is day 5, ladies and gentlemen. And after tonight, when I get off of work at like 2 in the morning, I'm on vacation. I'm on vacation. So there's a lot I got to do around the house, but there's a lot I got to do with you guys. So please remember to send all case suggestions to the email. Send them to the email. There's a great chance we're going to cover it. We had a really good time today, and I appreciate you guys immensely. We have a membership. Please consider becoming a member of True Crime Strategic. You want exclusive content, and also the Patreon where you get me raw, man. Today we did a really good show critiquing what we saw on Unknown Number, which is a hit Netflix documentary about a mother who cyber bullied her daughter for 2 years. 2 years. Till the FBI got involved and they finally found out that the person who was telling their daughter to take her own life was her own mother. Ugh, crazy. So that's a really interesting show. You should go check that out on Netflix. But also, you know, if you're a member, you get to see me react to some of that video. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, so I'll see you guys on the next one. You guys have a wonderful day. Big shout out to everybody who became members. We have 31 new members on the channel just for this live stream. 31 new members, tons of super chats. A lot of people extended themselves financially with this show, and we appreciate you. And, I guess there's one thing I did say I was going to do, and I got to keep my promises. I'm going to give 5 free gift memberships to the Patreon. I said I was going to do that at the beginning of the stream, and for 2 hours and 30-something minutes, I didn't do it. So I'm going to do it right now. So hang out for a second so I can just get this going real quick. Promotions. All right. Gifts. I'm doing it right now, guys. The title is free. All right. 1 month. 5 free memberships. You know, let's make it 10. You guys are awesome. Let's make it 10. Create the gift. Let's get this. All right. I'm about to post it now. I hope you guys enjoy. 10 free gift memberships to the Patreon. Whoever stuck around, you're lucky. You have to hit that link. I just put the link inside of the chat. In order for you to get the gift memberships, you have to hit the link and sign up. So hit the link real quick and get in there, and hopefully you win and you become a member. It's first come, first serve, so it's not really win. It's just about who's first. and signs up first. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people so far. I'm pretty sure it's over by now. That's just when I clicked it. Let's keep going. Nope. There's more to go. Keep going. I think, let's see something. I think maybe over. Oh, you can still try. Let's see here. Yeah, 10 out of 10. It's been redeemed. Didn't take long. I think it was redeemed in the first second, to be honest with you. So welcome to the Patreon for all those people who got those free gift memberships. I hope you enjoy your free month. And I hope you continue your Patreon subscription when it's done. So anyway, I see you guys on the next one. Let me cue up that outro. Let's do the old outro today. See you guys on the next one. Strategic is out of here. Peace.